audio. I can see my microphone now talking. Good time zone to you, Velocidad. Very brief aside. I did not know what that meant originally. I thought I had to talk to some people and be like, what does good time zone mean? Because I thought you were just like, yeah, good time zone. Like, this is when I like to see stuff live. It just is like how you say hello when you don't know what time of day it is that people are in. Instead of good morning and it's somebody else's, or good afternoon, you just say good time zone. Is that not why?
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Hi, GMC Bob. Hello, everyone. GM, GA, GE, and GN.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
What is
you just do that.
That was so good. Yeah. Also, what am I thinking of? Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Bruce Almighty?
No, it's
Truman Show.
Truman
Right.
Show.
Truman Show. Yeah.
Yes.
The actor, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
actor was
yeah.
right. Truman Velocidad says,
There, Velocidad hit it.
We're all in the pocket there together.
He says it, then it is. Yeah.
yeah. Listen,
You don't miss.
Velocidad, our sovereign. Which brings us to tonight because it's been a couple weeks.
How's everybody doing? Yeah, I mean, y'all had a grand time playing for the Queen.
We sure did. It was absolutely wild. The
first canon now that the romance book Anura carries is about Chef Daddy.
Mm-hmm. I did see. I heard
legacy
that.
reigns.
That's a good one. I like
and all
that.
his escapades, all his different families spread across the Blue Marsh Kingdom.
Snookums.
Schnookums. Yeah, I'm so glad that you got to watch it because it's gonna flavor our world in different ways.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Kayla mentioned it, I think, last week and everything, but she did do homework for me when I was like, what's happening in the Blue Marshes? She sent me some information and stuff. And now my brain, I've updated my own personal notes with what's happening over there because
Speaking of, I gotta pull that up.
Crazy.
So
Oh yeah.
ready.
It's the one where we have everybody's names and stuff. We'll go ahead and get started. So is everybody ready? Everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, great. Here we go. Oh man, it's been 2 weeks and my brain really is doing that thing again where it just goes blank. I've got it
We're
now.
loving Divinities.
I'm Rachel. That's Steven with us.
I am Steven.
Yeah, but you ready? Here we go. Hi everybody, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Steven!
And we are the Fate Divinities, a channel here on Twitch. If you're watching us live, which several of you are, great to see you guys. But we're also on YouTube if you're watching us in the future. I'm really enjoying some of the comments that are coming out that's like, hi from the future now because I say this so often. And we have a Discord, we have a Twitter, we have an Instagram. We really are everywhere. I will stop saying this at some point soon, I promise. But come find us wherever. Yeah, Steven's there. He's ready for it. But come find us wherever you want to engage with us. But what we do on our channels and everywhere is, except for last week, we play Daggerheart, which is the new tabletop RPG from Darrington Press and Critical Role that is currently in open beta version 1.4.1 because we do have that minor revision that slid in there. And that was just released in March, and we've been playing it through on a weekly basis. And right now we are diving back into that campaign after a week's hiatus where we played For the Queen, also from Darrington Press. The only announcement I think that we have today is just that as a reminder, since we are in the Blue Marshes where things are a little bit spooky, we are utilizing music in the background from Midnight Syndicate, who again are the makers of some of my favorite scary, eerie, spooky, ooky music that I've been using at my home games for years. They've been making music like this, what you're hearing right now, for almost 30 years. If you like them, go shoot them a follow, go find them. And we do have permission to use their music in today's stream. So thank you so much, Midnight Syndicate.
Very good guys.
I love Greyfax in chat is saying one of these days that intro is going to work. I think never.
What intro? I think that intro is great every time.
Every single time.
Every single time. It's so good, guys.
It's our signature stamp, you know? Our little seal is just me not knowing what to say, Steven having too long of a delay, and then me...
I love my delay now.
The delay
I'm so sorry, Rachel. I know you hate it.
It's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy thing. I'm glad that you did watch last week's episode so you could hear me talk about the sock. The sock.
Yeah, the sock.
Almost.
Fuck that sock.
This was almost Steven. All right. So I don't think that we have any other announcements. We are back full speed ahead. So remember that we come live on Mondays at 6:30 U.S. Pacific, and tonight sinking back in because I think all of our brains are going to need a little bit of a refresh. So remember, guys, things went off the rails last episode. So to give a very probably less brief than I hope it to be, but to give as brief as I possibly can, a recap. We are back to the holler. Absolutely, Great Facts. Our love is deeper than the holler, but this story is deeper than that. Steven is doing some weird stuff. He's got some flickering cameras. We're gonna keep an eye on you, bud.
I'm doing great.
I don't know if you're fucking with stuff over there, but get your sticky fingers. I don't think you are. I'm just kidding.
I was doing something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, stop it.
I'm done. It's there now.
Okay,
I'm good.
Great. Good. All right, so sinking back into where we are. Again, things went off the rails last week. You guys have already been in Blackgum Hollow for like 2 episodes. The last time was the second session that we were there, but this time you were able to make your way, most of you, into the town of Blackgum Hollow properly. So we're going to talk about the primary group first with Princess Anura, the spare to the throne of Blackgum Hollow, who, with her friends, Tank and Bill and Ted, all followed Broussard, the strapping young Ribbet, who was carrying Cato the Elder over his shoulder into the town where everyone has an ominous atmosphere. People seem to be tucked away, hidden, but you had to progress into to get to that almshouse, a place of healing, a house of hope. And inside of there, of course, you put Cato into the almshouse so that he could be healed in one of those fantastic ribbit water beds. And Anura got the opportunity to check in with a friend who she hasn't talked to in a long time, Yvonne Blackrush, a member of the blacksmith family, but actually having chased her passions since you departed and becoming a healer. And also a soon-to-be mother. Yeah. And, you know, things were really sweet, things were really cute, things were a little bit spooky for a little while as she told you about everything that's been going on with her limited knowledge, including more information about those mists where people have been losing their minds, as we have been saying. But also the palace, the Warren Palace, where your ancestral home is, Anura, seems to have been closed off to the general public in a way that is not really expected to be inside of protocol, because Yvonne cannot even go to the palace hatchery, the nursery, where she has 2 small eggs there and has been visiting there to sing up until the events of very recent history that have closed down the palace. So she did remind you having forgotten some of the lyrics to that old nursery rhyme, she reminded you of those by singing them herself. And we all know that with those spooky lyrics talking about the shadows of old and spooky stuff in general, that the energy shifted. There was yet again more shadow events there, more yellow eyes appearing, and then eventually the shadows receded. Everything returned to as normal as it could be, and you as a group decided to take your short rest before hurrying off to find out what is going on in the Warren Palace. that's the end of yours. But then, before, we're gonna take a break here in just a second to return to you guys first. But before that, let's talk about what's in store. Because I rewatched last episode. The words were, a quick, sneaky, get in, get out mission. Gimbo, our dwarven rogue, had begun his path eastward, following the paths. He had taken a brief detour to get an explosive, and remember that explosive went into the bag with his jar of fire that had been gifted to him by Tank, who had purchased it in our last shopping episode. But after having that brief connection, picking up a side quest to find Caliper the cat for a ribbit who's tucked away in a basement, Frank, you had proceeded to the Warren Palace. You'd listened in, you'd heard some voices, you had come out into the clearing and met with a couple of guards, Miss Loretta Blackrush, the modiste or hatter to the crown, and also Percival Pampas, the steward to Blackgum Hollow's royal family, the Fiddleleaves. And with some terse interactions there, you had tried to convince him that people should be wearing their masks out of a care for his and everyone else's good health. But your little trick involved that jar of fire. And due to some untimely rolls and Velocidad being the VIP, we had an explosion. At which point, Pampas, Percival his very self, declared you to be a threat to the crown. A mutineer, potentially leading a coup. Maybe someone from Greenhaven, maybe someone from Cattail Grotto, but you have been arrested. You went willingly. You think that you're going to get out of this just fine, but you went willingly and were shouldered unkindly into the Warren den. And into the Warren you go. Who knows when you're going to get back out? If the party's going to help you get out, if you're going to escape yourself, or if this is potentially the last you'll ever see of Gimbo, guys. Who could say? Us.
Yeah, but we're getting you out of there.
Sorry for giving you the fire jar, bro. My bad.
All right, so
Lobby.
with that introduction locked in, let's go very briefly around and make our little personal intro. So remember, Steven, you're going to start us off with who you are playing for tonight's session. So go ahead.
I'm playing Tedios. I am a mixed ancestry, but primarily Simia, with just a splash of fawn in there. And then I am a Ranger Beast bound, so or Beastborn, no, Beastbound. Sorry. So I have my good friend Bill with me.
Bill.
He's my little chicken. He's a good fella, and together we make Bill and Ted.
Ah.
Oh, and I'm a Ridgeborn. We're from the mountains.
No, that's absolutely true. Then we've got Justin.
I'm also one of the Ridge Bros. I'm playing Gimbo, the Dwarven Rogue. I do got to remind everyone, I am a rogue, so being in prison, not too big of a deal, hopefully. We'll see. If not, I'll just, get to mining, breaking some rocks. I'm good at that. But yeah, that's me.
And then Kayla.
I'm Kayla. I'm playing Princess Anura, and I am a Highborn Bard, and this is my homeland. I'm gonna go break our friend out.
I love that Kayla is wearing a hat tonight.
I am like a crown. It's not the right color, but it's hard to find a red cowboy hat. I won't lie to you.
Gene Screen adds, and possibly a usurper.
Possibly. If
Possibly.
the fairy tale rhymes are to be believed.
And then we have Chris.
Tinkerbell, warrior, fairy. And then I have a little bit of Simia, too, in my backstory. So,
Yeah.
that's it.
Got Monkey in 2 of our party, which I really love. Also, great facts. Don't you think that I missed for a second the Simeon reference?
Yeah.
How amazing. I really love that. All right, so
Isn't this where Chris draws his like nomad card?
no, because that changed.
They took
He
it from
does
me.
it. Yeah, yeah.
He's got the bag back.
I
Yeah.
got a baggie.
Yeah, this,
Okay.
but
Which
it's a
do you
great.
like better.
Ooh. I think the other one felt more like a wanderer to me, personally. I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
So for those of you who aren't familiar, what we're talking about is, remember, this game is an open beta, so the mechanics change every once in a while. Chris, with his Tinkerbell character, has chosen the Wanderborne background. In some iterations of the background, what it was each, at the start of play, you chose a different background option and gained the advantage of that group. Kind of the idea being that a Wanderborne character, you have different things that you've picked up along the way. But the original was the nomadic pack. And I think, is it, Chris, is it once per session or is it once per long rest? I think it's per...
Once per session.
I think it's per session. Once per session, you can reach into that pack and pull out something that's helpful. We had something really cool happen last time. You reached in and you pulled out, I can't remember what the potion was called, but it fortified you. It gave you an extra short rest option that you took.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think it was
like
stable.
a sturdier stair. Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, potion of stability, I think, or something like that. So
Maybe.
fantastic. I have that page pulled up because just in case, so. All right. So diving in, we are going to opposite this time. Instead of starting with Gimbo, we're going to start with the rest of our party. And we have a great place. We have a great place to start in because remember, you guys have all been here in the Almshouse. Now, Yvonne has begun treating patients. You're all resting together, drinking the tea that Tedios has made for the party, mending your armor. And you're just feeling a little better, a little more hopeful in your day. Like you really can get out there and tackle things. And you start to, check your time, looking around for Gimbo. You expect him to return. He said that he would be on his way. And all of a sudden, as you are all sitting there, you all hear, looking down at your tea, fiddling with your armor, you all hear the sound of a explosion from outside. You all look up at each other. And you see Yvonne, Anura, makes eye contact with you, and she begins rushing to that ladder that you had descended into the room and goes outside. What are you guys doing, my party?
Yeah, let's go. Let's follow. I would
girl.
be
Let's get out of here.
loud noise. She seems to be worried about it, so I feel like we should be.
That's not a normal noise.
Well, yeah.
So you guys climb the ladder and exit through that entryway, which remember was a few steps down, so you do step up. As you come out, you can see much of the same. The day is brightening just a touch, but not as much as you would expect, as there are storm clouds that are beginning to roll in over the horizon. But more concerningly, as you're stepping out, you see Yvonne's eyes lifted to the northeast corner, where, Anura, the seat of your ancestral home is, the Warren Palace itself. And you can see other ribbets kind of popping their heads out of their doors, muttering to each other. You hear someone scream in the distance, and you all look, and you can see a pillar of smoke rising from what you know to be a light hillock, but a pillar of smoke rising from there. And Tank, in this moment, you remember that you had told Gimbo he might take something of yours and send off a signal if something got hairy.
Beacons of Gondor are lit.
We gotta go.
Yeah. Shit's going down, guys. We gotta get in there. We gotta, Anura, where's the gate?
We gotta go up those stairs to that hill. We
Let's
gotta
go.
go up the hill.
Yvonne's gonna grab your hand and say, Anura, what's happening?
I don't I don't know, Yvonne. I don't know what's going on here, but
We can't leave
gonna make
Jimbo
sure
alone
that-
much longer.
Please,
We
please.
need to get moving.
Honora,
I'm
will
gonna
you
make
please
sure-
check
He's got
on
it
my
all handled,
babies,
you know?
please?
yes, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna check on everything, and I'm gonna make sure that your babies are safe.
Should and she like looks back into the almshouse. Should I come with you? I don't think I
No.
can leave them.
No, I'll take care of them. You're needed here. I promise. I'm gonna go check on your babies. If anything, if we need you at all, I'm gonna come right back for you.
Okay.
But they need you here.
She's going
While
to.
you're here, don't sing that lullaby.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
not a good call.
It's a
Bad
good
news.
note,
Blood
Mr.
leaves.
Tank. Thank you. She's going to crash into you with a hug and squeeze you very tightly, Honora. And you can like kind of feel a warm, wet tear drop onto your shoulder.
She's crying.
And as she pulls away from you, you're going to like see her kind of wipe her eyes, and she makes one last look at you again, and just rushes into the almshouse.
Ted
I'm
and
gonna
Bill
check
are
on
just
these
like
girls' babies.
trotting in place. Like I don't know where to go, Nora. You have to lead the way.
Scooby-Doo style.
Yeah.
He's not waiting for this emotional moment at all. Let's go. He's got the jitters.
If Jimbo did that, he's gonna cause a lot of problems, and you can fix those right now, I'm sure.
Kayla, do you
Alright.
see Jean Screen's comment in here that says,
saw.
gasp, another promise?
You son of a turkey lurkey. I'm not gonna say it.
Son of a turkey lurkey. I'll say it for you, son of a bitch.
There you go. Yeah, I got 2 promises I'm going on right now. Singing to those babies, but only if it's not scary. And the second one is singing to those babies. I might break the first one.
Yeah, listen, in a lot of tabletop, you kind of, it's kind of, you move away from it in modern tabletop a lot. We do it less and less, but you kind of decide, are you lawful good? You know, like a true neutral. Kayla, what I'm finding out about your character is promise is a little bit light-handed, you know? You're like...
Yeah, it's enough. I'm a monarch. I promise a lot of things.
Well,
I can't
yeah, but she's also
possibly keep track
the
of them all.
spare to the throne, so it's like I can say whatever I want.
Yeah. In fairness, she really does have a duty to be kissing babies, you know? She's...
Yeah.
Yes. That's what a spare is for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The appearances. All right. So you then are going to start out your group making your way. Now, again, as you exit from the town, I am going to say that people seeing Honora, you leaving all those look-see-loos out the window, as you can feel their eyes trained on you, watching you exit, and you feel the burden of the throne, the family at the very least, does weigh heavily on you. This is, I don't want to put too much on your character, but can you tell me what is your Honora's feeling about the throne itself? Is it something that you are jealous that your sister will have, or that you've never wanted the responsibility and burden of? Is it just, how do you feel about all this?
It's not a thing that she's ever gonna have, so it's not a thing she really entertains. She does what everybody tells her to do, but she's trying to run, basically. You know, she doesn't want to be here because
Princess vibe check.
nobody cares about her, and why would she be here? You know, not that nobody cares. Her sister cares about her, but her parents are just kind of like, okay, you go over there, and they put all of the attention on her sister.
I love that we're getting to that, because that's the crux that I'm hearing out of it, is it's not just that you don't care about the throne. There's a reason, which is if they have never wanted you for it, why would you chase it? Is that something? Okay. I love that.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right. So you follow those paths, and remember that, as we've talked about before, there are wooden pathings that go all across the island, because this is a swampy, marshy area. What was that?
Duckboards.
Yeah, well, yes. It's a little bit of a different thing, but absolutely. And I love that you remember that. Yes, I'm tricking people into learning my weird vocabulary. Okay, great. But yes, absolutely. Those pathways that take you everywhere, because again, it's a marsh. If not, you would always be walking in mud. I will say, just as I gave Gimbo the option of, You could choose to walk those paths. You alternatively could choose to walk through the actual swamp. What are you
I'll
guys
just
doing?
look at Anura.
I have a path. I'm not getting my shoes wet if I don't have to.
Absolutely not.
It's a no for me, dog.
I can see a noble lady being like, "Yeah, that's the only way in." Are you crazy?
Yeah, why would you go? You're gonna get a leech on you. Why would you go through the swamp?
Yeah, we have.
Bill will eat the leeches off of you.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Team player.
Yeah. Listen, he's here for the group. You know,
And it's good for him too. He gets a little blood
There's
out
plenty
of
of
it.
mosquitoes for him to eat as we walk up the path.
He would be snatching little bugs out of there.
so as you're going northeast, remember, and this is a couple of miles. You know, Anura, that this will be a couple of miles, but you're making a brisk pace, I would say, given what you know. But one thing that I had touched on as you first exited the Almshouse, and this is not a long walk, it's only 2 miles, right? But the day is not getting as bright as you would anticipate. And that mist that has been here, it's actually getting thicker. It's circling around and curling around the roots of the trees, interweaving through those roots that stick out of the water. And sometimes you could swear that as it rolls nearer to you, it almost comes up closer, pressing into you. And you all, I assume at this point, we've decided we're pro masks here. Is that right? Okay, so we're all wearing our masks. Okay, great.
I even have a little mask on Bill.
Oh, so cute. I love that. Excellent. But the other piece I want to add to this is that one of the reasons that it's not getting as bright is that, unlike earlier in the day, you're beginning to see billowing dark clouds rolling in from the east overhead. And a storm seems to be rolling in, though it has not yet started to rain. Now, as my way of, I'm going to try to do this a little bit more. We have a split party, but again, the collaborative nature of this game allows me to pull stuff from Justin if I want to. So Justin, I want you to flavor the scene a little bit for me. Something special, different, world building about the storm or the woods or something that they're seeing, hearing, smelling, etc.
It's a dope idea.
If the storm is anyway connected to the fog and what's going on down there, I think it'd be fun if the crackling lightning is more kind of color themed to whatever the vibe of the smoke is. Definitely.
Ooh, okay. To the vibe of the smoke, you mean like the mist, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that we decided that the mist was just gray. Could we add a little color to it? Do we want to add like a sickly green or a violet hue that when the light hits it, it glints off of it almost iridescent? Kayla, you add to it. Tell me about this mist.
Let's see. We're gonna say, because I'm just not gonna pick any of the ones that you gave me. We're gonna do red, just a little red, just a little like blood, a little bit. And when the lightning goes, like it really illuminates, and it just looks like a wound. You know what I mean? Like a sword, like.
All right. And I'm going to even say that you're seeing that light up these clouds, right? Mm-hmm. Because we're having this happen, as it lights, you do begin to feel the patterings of rain, okay? We have a full crashing thunderstorm beginning to happen. But I'm also going to add that when those crashes of lightning happen, you actually see the mist. Little bits of light in the mist. It is so interconnected to this storm in a way that doesn't seem appropriate. Now, Kayla, for the whole group, because I've said that these mists are getting thicker, even with your masks, we know at this point, we suspect at least very strongly that it is carrying something on it, right? And you guys have been traveling in these mists for hours today. Most people have been tucked in their homes. I need you all to make a check. As these Anytime you catch your breath, you are realizing you are inhaling more of this. Ooh, Rachel King's The Mist.
Can I add something to the storm before we roll?
Feel free. Anybody can jump in at any point. I don't have to call for it. So yeah, absolutely.
I feel like it would be kind of ominous if, like, although there's like kind of rolling lightning in the like storm clouds coming, it's silent. There's not actually like any kind of like thunder following like the light. It's just like
flashes
periodically.
of light.
Yeah, like
maybe
flashing.
even like the crickets have gone quiet, the birds have gone quiet.
You can like still feel the thunder like in you, like you almost like feel it in the mist, but there's no sound.
Great Fact said, and should the gate open, we'll close it leaf red mist. You remembered my nursery rhyme.
Oh my god, it is in here.
Yes. Okay. Ooh. All right. And I love that, Stephen. I want to take it a step further. I'm loving this. Not only is there no sound, not only do the birds quiet, everything deafens. It is the opposite of thunder. If you are talking in those moments that it happens, the sound momentarily goes out. Everything is quiet in a haunting way. Oh, so good.
Don't like that. I like that I was adding it. Don't like that it's there.
I love it. I really love the way that Daggerheart does that because you all get to ping off of each other. It's really cool. All right, so at this point, guys, I said this mist, as you all look up and catch your breath for a moment, stunned at this lightning, because this is abnormal. This is not irregular. Even this is not something that happens on Blackgum Hollow, but in that moment that you...
I would be asking for sure, Anura, what the fuck?
And the sound is just cutting out.
What the...
So as you all like look up and start talking, some of you catching your breath, the mists again like try to be inhaled by you. And I need you all to make an instinct check for me. That is specifically what this is. I am not giving any alternatives to it. It is an instinct check. But Anura, you make this a disadvantage.
Can I say, okay, so how would this work?
I don't know.
Could I say that I used my tea artisan experience to like put like herbs inside of our mask from the Almshouse?
Sure.
And that would give us the +1. Should I use 3 hopes if I'm trying to give it to all of us?
If you're giving it to everyone, you will have to do that. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have one that I want to ask that I don't know if I'm going to get away with. So, what are the chances for slippery? We say my sinuses are slippery too, and the mist has a hard time.
Because okay, I love where your head is at. Because of the nature of what is happening right here, it doesn't mechanically work. But I love where your head's at. Also,
I love your enthusiasm.
I love your enthusiasm. I also hate. No, I'm kidding. Like it's totally fine. But fortunately, what Stephen is doing. Stephen, remember, you're not going to get an advantage. You are just adding your score, but you're helping the others with this, which means Chris, you get advantage. Bill gets advantage. Kayla, you just take a natural roll at this point. It's not advantage, it's canceling the disadvantage, which is hot, sexy. We love it, guys.
Love to see it.
Bill won't, because I only have 3 hopes. I'm gonna give 1 to me, 1 to Tank, and 1 to Anura.
Poor Bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. How dare you?
All right, guys.
We roll our duality dice, right?
And remember, this is an instinct check. You are rolling your duality dice, and then you are going to add whatever your instinct is to that, your modifier. Don't touch the dice once you've rolled them. Kayla is not looking right. I mean, she looks fantastic. She looks upset.
I was just trying to help out the players. I love Bill dearly, Gene Screen.
Stone cold, Teddy.
See,
right.
he's here with me. He's there, right there.
Yes, Chris? Advantage. Okay, excellent. Because in
6 die now, right?
Yep. The advantage system at this point is the addition of your d6, and remember, I recommend adding the one that does represent your hope die so that it's easier. But yeah, absolutely. Kayla's is just the unassisted roll. Steven's, yours is a roll plus your instinct plus your other thing. We're doing a lot of stuff here right now. Okay. So I'm going to get to Kayla last because I'm loving what's happening over here. Your face it's just bringing me a lot of joy. Let's start with Tank. How's it going, Tank?
22 with fear.
Ooh, 22 is crazy.
22 is crazy. That is a success, but it sure is with fear.
Pearls.
Your pearls. All right. I'm going to take that for a moment. All right. Steven.
Tedios got a 12 with hope.
Okay. 12 with hope. Mark a hope back to yourself. Now a 12 is a failure.
Oh, that's
but
unfortunate.
We're going to talk about that in a moment.
Bill got a 3 with fear. So I wrote a
Does
a
Bill generate fear? I guess he does. But the sad thing, I don't actually have fear tokens for him. So it is going to be a bath token.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to have to go get some chicken feathers or something.
Yep, that's
An actual egg from the kitchen.
Yeah, just go grab an egg from the kitchen. That's
just
all
cracking on my head. Poor short little Bill. It reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. Poor Bill. Okay. All right, great. So what was his score was a
3.
Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah,
excellent.
he got a 2 on the fear die and a 1 on the hope die.
Guys. Rough. All right. And Anura. Now, if you have a fear, that will put me at maximum fear. And
Well, I don't have a fear.
Okay.
So.
All right, great.
I
Because
have a 9 with hope.
Okay. A 9 is a failure. Okay. So the DC was a 15, which, by the way, is just an average DC. Just to be clear. You almost got there. Yep. R.I.P. Poor Bill.
No, Bill will be fine, guys. He's got 3 stress slots.
Good to see you, GMC Bob.
Thanks for joining.
All right. So, guys, at this point, I have my fear collected. Okay. Anyone who rolled with hope, you're going to mark your hope. But anyone who had a failure, which was lower than a 15, I think it was basically everyone but Tinkerbell.
Except for Tank.
You are going to mark a counter. So I want everyone to find a D4 in their collections. And I want you to place it with the one side facing up. And as we do these checks, we are going to increase that counter on an individual basis. If you get to 3, stop me. And we're going to talk about it.
So everyone's at a 1 right now, or only if you failed?
Only if you failed. Chris is okay. Yep. All right. Stands on the sidelines starting a chant. Bill. Everybody's comfortable with what we just talked about, though, right? About the counter. You have it all set up. Okay, great. Fantastic. You could alternatively always, by the way, just mark it somewhere if you want to. That's okay, too. But counters are fun.
Hank holding his breath strategy has been working so far.
Y'all
It
ain't
really
eating my
is.
chicken. Y'all get that thought out of your head.
Good old Bill. Great facts. Yeah. All right. So
He's part of the family.
now I'm going to add one more layer to this before we move on. And this is something, guys, that Chris and I have been talking about related to his character. So this is collaborative, but as we're moving through this, and remember, all of you in that moment that did have a 1 uptick, for a very brief moment, you do get something. You get a brief flash in your mind's eye of a red lit pool surrounded by ancient and crumbling pillars. And at the edge of that pool, a giant flower whose petals have unfurled, and inside of it is a large egg-shaped stone dripping out of that flower leaf. But it's only there for a moment, and then your vision comes back to you. Anura, your eyes glance momentarily back the way you've came towards the west. and then you shake it off, and you're all able to just proceed.
I don't like that. Did y'all see the plant with the egg in it?
It was...
Plant, egg, pool of water, red.
Tank, you did
Pillars.
not see this.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I am uncomfortable.
But actually, it makes sense that Tank didn't see this. Because Tank, in that moment, you were distracted by something else. As
Was
your
it?
party... Go ahead.
I was looking at my notes. I was like, what did I call these things? Is it a shadow stalker?
Not yet. Not yet.
No.
My God.
Okay.
It's the precursor to that, though. And it's familiar. You could swear that you see, out of the corner of your eye, movement in some of the trees that then flickers out. And you've been having this suspicion as you've been walking. But all of a sudden, there in that moment, you see it again, and you look to your right. No, you're left-handed. You look to your left.
Yeah.
And you see right there, in one of the trees, is an eye that blinks twice and stares back at you. There you go, guys. What are we doing?
And
I didn't see this at all. Never mind.
Oh, creepy plant.
Yeah, I approached
The
the
egg.
Where is the eye in proximity? Is it like out there, or is it like?
It's a couple of trees back. It's not super far, but we're going to call it like 40 feet. It was a pretty good eye that you have on you that you were even able to see it.
Instead of blinked at me twice, I blink back.
Okay. You see that it closes its eyes softly and then flicks back open, unblinking at you.
Is this like, you know how like cats, you do the slow blinks?
You could certainly try, babe.
There's a hidden cat somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Forget his name.
Caliper, the cat.
Caliper.
Yeah. Frank's little kitty. Call my
Like the
people.
break.
I will do the same blink that it did to me. Let's keep this going. Let's see what
Okay.
happens.
All right. It's gonna just this time continue staring at you. Nothing changing. What
Tank,
do
what
you?
the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. So you see Tank now. His body turned off into the distance, and he's doing like this kind of stuff. You know, like it's an interesting choice.
Jimbo might
Wow,
be destroying Anora's castle. The smoke, it's still there. Why?
I know. Do we have time to go down this rabbit hole?
What rabbit hole? Because
Whatever.
when
Do we have time to investigate the eye?
What
Or should
eye?
we
Because
keep
when the
going?
rest of you look in the direction that Tank's looking, it vanishes, Tank. It's hard to convince your party that you saw anything at all when it's not there.
Tank, it's the fog. It
saw
made
a
me
big
see a
eye.
plant egg. It was crazy.
Was it in the close range?
It was like 3 trees
Great.
away.
I would say it's in
I
the
felt
close
it.
range, but you didn't
Can I
see
Hinge
it.
on the back of my neck.
Well, can I cast reveal to make a spellcast roll? If there's anything hidden within close range, the roll would succeed against it's no longer hidden.
Oh my gosh. Read it
Just
to
to
me
put-
one more time, babe. I have to hear this.
Okay, it's reveal. Make a spellcast roll. If there is anything hidden within close range, the roll would succeed against. It is no longer hidden.
Oh my god.
I
Yes.
don't know what it's saying
Yeah.
is, but I
Make a
just
check.
to put Tank at ease. I'm like, look, there's nothing here, but I'll cast this for you.
Like looking under the bed for a child that has a monster in the bed. Kayla, what's the DC, the difficulty on it?
It just says, that's the thing. It says, make a spellcast roll. If there's anything hidden within close range, the roll would succeed against. So I think you get to set it. Or whatever it is.
Oh, okay, because it's like a hidden thing or something. Difficulty of the adversary.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if it's super high, you know.
I'm going to set it to a 10. I'm not going to say that it's that hard at all. This thing isn't usually seen.
It is a 10. It's right at, it's an 8 on the hope and a 2 on the fear.
Let's go.
Right at.
All right.
Oh, so I got another hope. Sure.
Now, the nature of tabletop is that you evolve as the things happen around you, and this was not planned. But I'm going to say, as you say, Tank, it's not even there. Look, and you cast a spell, and you move into the range of that tree. That eye is now open on the tree. But in addition to that, every tree within close range of you also has an eye. And they are all staring unblinkingly at you.
Oh.
That's
not normal.
Anura, do your trees always have eyes?
I've never noticed before.
I've seen this eye in my dreams before.
I think maybe we get into the castle where there's not
We need to
eyes
go.
on the tree.
Because before you freak out about it, is that possibly, Grandma looking in on us?
Maybe. Chris, Tank, are you picking up what I'm throwing down at all?
A little bit.
Okay, great.
Also, yeah, so I haven't told anybody, but I've been
You don't?
dreaming about eyes ever since. And it looks just like this eye.
Oh no!
I know nothing more, nothing less. I've just seen it a little while.
Telling
Thank
us
you
right
for
now.
confirming it, because I thought I was losing it to the mist, and I kept holding my breath more and more.
Hey,
I was
Tank.
gonna pass out.
Hey, Tank, what's that itch on the back of your neck? Oh, no. There's a bump.
A bump on my back of my neck,
Let me
protruding
take
the skin a little.
Let me, and I'll monkey with him. I get into fur sometimes. I take a quick gander if he lets.
Mm-hmm. You let? There's
What?
just a small... You're allowing him to check your neck?
Yeah, a monkey's a professional for this kind of job.
It's not very
And I want him
furry.
to check me out.
It's not very furry.
They got skin under there.
It's not hard to see. You pull back the collar of his top. I don't actually think you have a collar. You're pretty
I think you're gonna
scanty.
take-
I'm pretty naked. I'm a big naked baby, yeah.
You big achy baby.
Baby.
But you take a look, and there it is. Almost. It seems like a cyst almost. Like something is raising underneath his skin, though very lightly. And the skin there is a little red. Right in the center, it's blistery, a little shiny. Like, might be about to open. You actually see across it a small seam that has 3 small hairs or eyelashes.
Oh shit. And now,
There's
is this
something.
like a pimple that's ready to pop, or is this
No.
like a
No,
pimple
that's
that's
what
going
to me.
the
We
skin?
need to get out
I
our.
don't think we want to pop that, my friend.
I love that
Yeah,
I've
he
put
did,
pause
he did.
to all of you.
It's-
You're all like having a moment. Also,
So-
I love Velocidat also. No, just 100% no. Yeah, until the nape eye blinks. Like,
I never told Jimbo.
It's
and
true.
now I'm real worried. I touched the back of my neck. Any bumps? Any raises?
nothing.
Thank
Oh
God.
my gosh! I checked Bill,
Nothing.
and then I look over. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a princess. And I run over. And
No! Don't check me. I don't want to know if it's there. I don't want to know.
Like the kind of person who doesn't go to the doctor. You're like, I think I have sleep apnea, but I don't need the
really tight,
machine
yeah.
in my life, you know?
No, if it's there, it's there. We can't do anything about it.
I suppose we will keep our journey going for the meantime.
Here,
If that
well,
eye starts
here's-
blinking, you let me know.
I'll let you know. I'll let you
And
know.
you've got a neck eye, and we're just gonna. You don't want to pull it out? Should we?
I'm loving
Pop that
Jean's
neck eye?
screen. Some
It's-
people have 3 nipples. Tank has 3 eyes, you know?
We should.
Maybe, maybe when I sleep again, maybe my dreams will tell me something.
Sleep on your belly.
'Cause
and
otherwise,
watch
I
your
feel
eye.
fine.
Can we put something over it? I don't want to give him my cloak, but can somebody give him something to cover that eye with? I don't want to see it. I also don't want it to be seen by it.
I'm sure
know what I
I
mean?
have
In front of me.
I reach in and I pull another like a bandana or something out. Well, I mean, I already used one bandana as a mask.
Yeah, how many bandanas do you have?
It's time for you to take your coat. Or your clothes.
No, I'm just gonna walk in front of you. I'm not giving you
Yeah,
my...
there you go. There you go. Problem solved. You got to lead anyway, so just like onward.
Isn't that terrifying to be the one leading this group?
Through the forest of eyes, yes.
Through the forest
Through
of
the eye
eyes.
march.
Yeah, Anura, you are realizing how strange it is that being the person leading is the thing that you've always been fighting against. And here you are, leading your
Yes,
friends to danger on the horizon.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, good guys. So,
Now,
now
as we're running, I would like creep up on Tank and like whisper to him and be like, Jim has an eye on the back of his neck too.
are you fucking with Tank too at this point?
No. Didn't Jim have an eye on the back
No,
of his neck?
you're clearly confused. You were tricking him at the time.
And we were like 50-50 on like we could like pick, but then I was just like put it on to Steven, like, Steven, you tell me. And then we just, like,
Yeah,
put it
you're
back
right.
and forth,
I
but I
was
never
fucking
knew.
with him.
You were fucking with him, yeah.
I know.
yeah.
I am going to continue fucking with Tank now.
Incredible. MC
Yeah,
Cat
you're just-
says instead of the hills have eyes, it's the tree have eyes. It is. And I don't
Yeah,
know
okay.
that this spell card has a duration on it. It probably is an instantaneous thing. But
Yeah, I just
I'm going to say, though,
what I read, that's it.
as you guys are walking for just another 15 seconds to a minute, that as you're walking forward, that radius around you of close range, every tree that you're walking past has that eye.
Yeah.
It's just everywhere,
Ew.
guys. Spooky, spooky, spooky. Thank you, Midnight Syndicate, for your music. All right, cool. Now, progressing forward. You guys are continuing all with this presence looming over you. Those brief crashes of lightning in the air, dulling all sound as you're trying to make plans. What are we going to do when we get there? What do you think happened to Jim? Nothing. But eventually, through the mist, you see coming down the path a shape, a humanoid shape walking through the mists, tall, broad, and moving very quickly. You don't have a ton of time to make a decision. What would you like to do? Are you staying here on the path, or are you going to attempt to obfuscate yourselves in any way? Remember, in this moment, you know that an explosion has happened ahead of you. Something has happened, but I will trust your choice for what you as a party choose to do at this point.
I think we should go up to him and see if we can get any information, right?
I think,
Better
Anora,
than
that's
not
your
knowing.
call.
Yeah, I think we should see if they know what's going on up ahead. They don't look menacing, right? They're just a tall, broad frog-shaped
they
snow?
look like nothing. All you see
Yeah,
is a shape of a person, a big person, moving quickly towards you through the mist.
We're gonna stay on the path and hope this doesn't come to bite me in the butt. She's pulling fear out. Is that what she's doing? Are you fishing? What are you doing over there?
That little trick that I
Your
showed you
dice.
last time. Like,
I know. I'm
just
still finding pieces of paper from when I drew mine.
An NPC just died. Like, there she goes.
I went in last time too and took a picture. I meant to send it to Kayla. I was like, there was nothing on that paper she ripped up.
There was nothing. Yes, there was. Oh, there wasn't, was there?
It wasn't. No.
I'm telling you, it's just a trick. It's just a trick. Like,
Destiny.
I love new players. You guys are fun. Okay, so
If
you're
we
just
stay on
moving
the path, though, Ted and Bill will move into like a shielding position, kind of around Anora.
Okay, so you guys get in front of her.
Bodyguard.
Okay. All right, and as you press
We're God.
forward,
We gotta protect her.
Oh, wait. Before it happens, though, really quick, we're going to let Anura rally everybody. Be like, whatever it is, we can handle it. Wait a minute. Does it work for Jim if I rally now?
no.
Or should I wait and rally when I see him next?
We don't know
Yeah.
when
You
we'll see
might
him.
not see me again.
Yeah.
He's
He
dead.
might be gone forever.
Who do you think the paper I just tore was, Kayla? That's crazy.
Oh
Don't be
my
wild. He's in the
You
dungeon.
didn't-
Okay, I'm gonna rally now just in case it's something bad.
Yeah,
I'm
me
sorry,
and Justin
Jim.
already talked. He's rolled up a new character. You're getting Bimbo.
It's
I
a system.
thought we were getting Frank.
Jibba walks so Bimbo can run. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Next character after that, Himbo. It's a whole thing. All right. Are you rallying now or are you rallying later?
I did. I rallied. I was
Okay.
like, whatever that is, we can handle it. No
Okay.
big deal.
Just
We got
under
this.
your breath. Whatever it is, boys, we can handle it. Okay? All right. So remember, you all have a d6 to use at your leisure whenever you choose. All right.
Bless.
So, out of this mist, as you press forward cautiously, Ted, there with your hand near the blade at your hip. Oh, no, it sits on your shoulder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There
I
on
would.
your
Well, if we were kind of moving up, I would have like slid it off, but I would have it like kind of
Hidden a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like walking,
Moving
with
slow.
like my. Mhm.
Bill, if he had fingers, they'd be going like this because he's just.
Yeah. he knows the play.
Mm-hmm. At this time, the spell that you've cast, Anura, fades. And from the mist, through a big billow across the path, the town crier about to get jumped is wild.
I was thinking Daddy Chef too. I was like,
I almost spit water.
maybe
all
the
over
shadow's
place.
hot, dude. Let's check
Maybe
it
the
out.
shadow's hot. Yeah, like we're at this party
Oh
about
my
to
God.
risk everything to run off with Chef Daddy from 150 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
No, but equally hot. You see emerging from just a well-timed billow of this mist that is lit. You see the shape of Loretta Lovegrass coming down the path. Her statuesque
Just her long black hair that
Put it
she's
down
wearing,
here.
that wig
and
fluttering
she,
behind her.
the speed that she has been walking with, this is her personal catwalk that she's walking down, okay? She
God.
is just
She's threatening.
aggressively, though with a gentle look of concern framing her eyes. Because remember, her face is masked by that cowl and tasseled mask of just
Fringed.
Mm-hmm. Her long black hair she's pushed over her shoulder, and as she steps into the view of you, she stops and pulls herself up. And then, Anura? Well, I guess the pyrotechnic dwarf wasn't lying after all. Dear, it is so good to see you, but you really should hire better help.
What about the dwarf? What happened to the dwarf?
Oh.
Loretta, you look beautiful.
Oh my
You
gosh.
look gorgeous
And
as always.
She rushes in. You see like she has like a moment of relief washes over her face, but she does, in the way that she always does, leans down for the little moment. Yeah. And again, it's quite the lean down to you because she is a statuesque ribbit herself, Julie Newmar style. But she looks over to you, Tedios, and says, "Oh, well, your little herald lit up a little spark up Pampas' ass, and I'm afraid he's being tried for war crimes. Now, I think we've probably got a few hours before the guillotine, but I'd hate to make a bad impression. Should we walk and talk?"
We should walk and talk.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
Brisk
Let's
pace,
hustle.
everyone. Brisk pace. And she begins, she like pushes her purse in front of her and steps and begins walking forward before dropping her arm. Keeping a brisk pace, though very cautiously down to you, being careful to be respectful of your pace, Anura. After all, you are royalty. Is there anything you want to ask immediately, or are you letting her? Okay.
Yeah, so a couple of things. People can't get into the nursery. Mothers can't get in. My sister couldn't get in.
Oh.
Do you know anything about that?
Oh, honey. Oh my gosh. You are coming in hot with all of the questions. Listen.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Now, can we start first with, just to make sure, that dwarf is your herald, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, Harold, friend, also.
Why did he
I
have a
like him.
bomb?
Jimbo has all
He
kinds of
didn't
things.
have a bomb the
can
last
we-
time I saw him, or he was hiding it.
He's full of
He's still like,
surprises.
He's
bomb or no
family.
bomb.
There's
He's a
nothing to
good
worry about.
he's a good friend though.
Good.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
I
yes.
would
The way-
not
the-
say
the-
to Percival anything about him not having a bomb last time you saw him, because that dear one seems shady.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
give you
that bomb
that.
on him the whole time.
Yeah, he had it on him the whole time. I'm sure he hides things. He's very good at hiding things. But he's
Or
part of the
bombs.
Yin clan, so like we don't want to start any issues. But we need to get him out of trouble before
The
things
Yin
start
clan.
happening.
Wow, Anura. Well, he's a little off, but that is an impressive herald.
Wait.
The Yin clan?
The
Oh,
Yin clan.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. He's not a herald. He's just a friend.
Oh.
Yeah. He was-
Why was he off on his own then? That's a wild
He's
choice.
he's an adventurer. We're
He
adventurers,
was
but
fucking. I
It's a
I
peacock,
needed
you
to
gotta let him
rest,
fly,
but
you know?
he was gonna see what was going on with my sister. Yeah, I was resting. He was checking it out for me.
Oh gosh. Well, that was unfortunate. Unfortunate timing. Okay. All right. Okay. We will get there. I told Pempus not to panic, but he is in a state of paranoia right now, you know. All right. So, oh my gosh. Well, obviously you know about this lovely mist that we're having. I can see you with your mask. Good choice. Yeah, I you know, so where do we even begin? And again, you guys are walking briskly. I'm doing a lot of this, but she's not doing that. You are briskly walking forward. So, well, all right.
Ted would offer to carry her bag just out of just habit when
gosh.
traveling with anybody that might have like luggage like that.
Oh my gosh, she will take you up on that so immediately. You like, and she knows all the proper like etiquette of the ways you like kind of extend your arm, and she immediately, oh my god, the second gentleman of the day. What a day.
What a display of manliness.
And she just like, and she's not a rude woman, okay? She gently hands it to you. It's not like she pushes it off into you or anything. She gently hands it to you. And you can see that she kind of rearranges herself as she continues walking and kind of flips her hair behind her and stuff. And she is just a whirlwind of a woman walking.
I pop Bill's harness and it like hooks down and there's like a little like hook and I put the bag on his side and he's carrying it.
Oh my god, so cute, a little luggage holder. This is exactly what you guys have done. If this was Dungeons and Dragons, I would assign advantage to you at this point, because what a perfect little piece of, yeah, absolutely. Okay, great.
This is our job. This is what we do. Let's get there. Come on.
So, all right, Anura. So, you know nothing, I assume? Nothing so far? All right, so.
No, my sister called and I was supposed to call her back and I didn't, and now my stone's broken and I don't know what's going on except for she doesn't know where my parents are and she can't get in the nursery. And neither can Yvonne.
No one can, honestly. You know, I think it's overblown, honestly. I really do, you know. So first the mist came through, but you know, the trouble is that your father, ever since he was a little boy and that minor uprising happened, he has always just been a touch paranoid. That's why he and Pampas get along so well. But anyway, so, well, it just wasn't helped by the fact that, you know, all of these other things are happening. You have the population really is not doing themselves any favors. Some of them are saying, yes, wear the mask. Other people's are trying to take blood for testing things. I don't know anything about that. I'm just going to wear my mask and go on about my business. If Yvonne says it's good enough for her, it's good enough for me. But then, so the guards, though, the guards really weren't wearing masks. And in the dead of night, one of the evenings, one of the guards assigned to your father's chambers, well, he had a moment, you know, he had a breakdown. It's a stressful job. I don't talk to your father as much as I do to Abelia, your mother, you know, but she told me that, well, he was talking nonsense, you know, he broke into the royal chambers, screaming nonsense, started speaking the old Blahagan tongue. I didn't even know that they were teaching that in the schools anymore, but, you know, kudos to him. Anyway, it was all nonsense, but, well, he called your father the U word. And so...
What do you mean?
I'm sorry.
On the shore when I first got here, they called me a usurper.
Who did? Who? Where are they?
Kato, but the mist got him for a second. It wasn't really him.
Oh, both. That is odd. Huh. Something to it. Anyway, so... Well, maybe he was right to be paranoid. But... So he dismissed half the guard that night. And, well, they've been short-staffed. And, well, for the next few days, he locked himself in his study. He was barely touching his dinners. I think that he thought he was going to lose everything. You know? Abelia was telling me that he just wouldn't stop wandering the hallways of the Warren, looking at the murals of the old histories. Like, oh, goodness, his whole line up in smoke. And I tried to talk to Abelia, give her some words to share with him, but none of it was working. And then, that's where everything gets hazy, you know. I was talking to your mother up until that point. But after that point, they must have had another bad night because, well, all I know is a few days after that incident, they locked down the palace. Now, they weren't letting most people in or out, including myself, none of the women in town. And we're not even being allowed to enter the hatchery. Not that I have any interest in children, but, you know, none of them are allowed in. So, I don't know much about that. It's been almost a week since then, I think. And so what's the last, so yesterday I heard from Pampus that your parents have moved up Liliana's wedding. So, of course, I didn't even know that I didn't even know they had found a suitor. I know that they were looking for one, but who is she engaged to?
I didn't know that either. Yeah, I had no idea. Honestly, I knew that they were trying to find her one, but...
It's a lot to ask. A wedding dress?
She didn't mention it.
In a week's notice? It's too much.
That's
too much.
For you to do your best work, you need plenty of time to plan.
Well, and Pampa said that they
order in the sequins.
Oh, sequins, though. I hadn't thought of sequins. Well, anyway, that later. But, you know, Pampa said that your parents wanted a coronation cap made for her as well. Why have the protocols shifted, dear?
No, they would have to, die or willingly give it up. But you know my dad, he wouldn't do that. Like, she shouldn't be coronated. I
thought that was odd, too. He said something about wearing it for her wedding day, but I don't know, dear. Well, and then, oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to drop all of this on you. But then just this morning, I made my way to the palace, spoke with Pambus, your little friend, caused quite the scene. And then, well, Pambus, I don't know how to break this to you, so I'll just say it. Pambus said that Liliana's run off. So I don't know, dear. You know, I can only do so much, you know, but
I don't think she's run off because I found her stone in a glass snake. I just pull out her little speaking stone.
Oh.
This was in a snake.
Also,
why would it be a snake if she had run off?
Why was Lovegrass headed this way rather than towards the town?
She was headed towards the town. Y'all were in the town?
We were coming from the town.
Never mind.
She was coming from the
Wait a minute.
Don't trust a woman that wins.
And another thing.
Yeah. I'm watching you.
Yeah. I like where your head is at. We're gonna have a moment with all of this in a bit.
He's watching you with all three eyes.
Mm-hmm. All three of them. He turns his head. Yeah. So you are showing her this stone at this point, right?
Yeah,
and
she pulled it out. I got it in both little hands like that.
I thought it would be strange of her to run away. She's always, you know, for better or for worse, she's always really played the part, hasn't she? It would have been strange. Where did you find this?
In a glass snake.
How did you survive an attack from a glass snake, Anura?
I used my tongue.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Thank you.
It's gotten pretty strong then, hasn't it? It's
It has.
incredible. I'll have to start working out with you. Anyway. Okay.
She's also got us strapping young men, and unfortunately,
That's true.
Jimbo is in
Could have
Joseph,
never done it
so-
alone.
Yeah, we're keeping a good eye out on your princess
We
here.
love an ensemble effort. Excellent. Well done. Well, then we'll have to talk to Pampus. We'll have to get the news. I guess I didn't press the issue. He just said that she was gone missing. But
Yeah.
well, okay. I'm going to
Why
prepare
would he
you then.
assume that?
I'm going
That's
to
so
prepare you,
weird.
Anna. He mentioned that if you were in town, because your friend said that you were, he mentioned
right.
that I should prepare you a cap as well. Now,
What?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the protocols have shifted. Maybe
He's
Florian.
confused. He's
Maybe
confused.
so. And
There's
I
no
don't have
reason.
enough fabric. Not the
Right.
thing that Broussard
Oh,
says.
okay.
Not the thing that
All
Broussard
right.
says, dear. I
Mhm.
just only brought enough for a dress and one cap. You have a
I have a
perfectly
very normal.
your
size
head is a
head.
lovely size. It's perfectly normal. Don't
I need
listen to
no
him. You know, I
extra
think he always
fabric.
had a crush on you.
I think you'd be wrong there. I
Okay.
think
Wow.
you'd be wrong.
Ooh, the big strong bullfrog
Mother knows
that was hitting
best.
on her earlier.
Yeah.
The strapping one.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's-
Back
strapping.
muscle for days. Yes, that's
Yeah,
him.
he was built like a fucking shit
He
house.
sure
I don't know
is.
what you're
a
talking
brick
about.
shit house, dear.
We walked behind him for a few hours. You didn't notice those like back muscles?
Nope.
He was carrying
sure
that
didn't.
old man.
I was just
Nora,
thinking about all the extra
your
provisions it would
eyes,
take
for as
for him
big
to
and
get
beautiful
muscles
as
that
they
size.
are, cannot see very well.
Man needs to stay out of the
What's it?
kitchen.
At this point, I will also say, y'all are passing the duck boards that, were you to follow, would lead off to Bill and Frank's house. Now, Anura, you know that leads to Bill's house. This is not news to you. He lives out there. He and Frank live out there all of the time. This is not news to you.
We
you
love
don't-
Frank.
Yeah, you don't give it a second glance. Neither does Loretta. Like, y'all are fine with the fact that he built these little stairs off into the wilderness. He's eccentric, but he means well, you know. But anyway, so that's everything. Now, if you didn't know any of this, though, Anora, why are you back? Why are you back in town?
My sister called me and she asked me to come.
And
This was
then
days ago at this point. Yeah.
and then she ran off, or was?
It doesn't make sense. Doesn't.
Oh God,
Yeah,
I don't think she would run off if she was waiting for me.
darling.
How many days ago was that now?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Where did you see her last?
Oh yeah.
Grass.
You know, I haven't. It's been a week. I was making regular calls to the palace. When did the mists first roll in? It had to be almost a fortnight ago, 2 weeks. Anyway, but I was making regular calls to the palace, as I tend to. You know, that's the nicest place on the
As
island.
one does.
Yeah, as one does. Anyway, and then they closed the gates. They closed everything off about a week ago, and I didn't have an invite. So I haven't come back until today, and I really didn't even know to expect that they would have. And Anora, you should have seen the way that they treated me. Just not letting me in at all. Pampus better watch his back. If I catch him on these paths alone and it's night, the little frog is going over, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they should definitely not treat you that way. That doesn't make sense. You're always welcome.
I agree. Yeah.
None of us would look half as good as we did if it wasn't for you. Like,
That's exactly right. I try to tell
You're the
you.
best dressed
Oh my
person I've
gosh,
seen
I
here
wish you
the
had
entire time we were here.
You
Yeah,
are
it's true.
just
He's not
too
wrong.
kind and too correct. Anyway, I wish you had come to see me first, Sonora. I really would have. I don't know why I'm getting obsessed with this. We have to find your sister. Now, as you guys are moving along, are there any other questions, any other things you want to wrap up, because you're getting nearer to the palace?
How long has the mist been like truly affecting people? Like, I know it showed up, but like, has it
it was not long after, I rolled. This is why when people were saying it wasn't the mists, well, I thought, what a hell of a coincidence then, because it rolled in about 2 weeks ago, and then, I don't know, 2 to 3 days later, we started catching people wandering the shore. So...
Have you had any issues with the mist yourself?
No, absolutely. But I'm an indoor girl,
Mm-hmm.
I'm running.
Do you know anything about, like, any big plants that might have, like, an egg-like thing protruding from, like, the center?
Not really that interested in eggs, Being a mother's not my calling, though being a mother certainly is,
So you mentioned Blahaga, and you said it's kind of an old language for your people?
Absolutely.
Do you speak
Blahagan.
that, perchance?
Oh, me? Ooh, oh, God. I wasn't the most academic tadpole. Anura, though, you probably know some of it, right? They had it in your courses. They did, aside as your Dagger Master, your GM, they certainly did. You certainly would have taken these classes, and in this moment, Anura, it is all gonna flood back to you, though not in a super fun, chill way.
No, okay.
Blahagan.
What the words mean?
Blahagan. Oh, you're gonna have to make a check if you want to know. But Blahagan is the old dialect, an ancient tongue, kind of like classic Latin for today's Italian language. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the old dialect. People still study it, but it's a dead language. So you do tell me about how studious would you have been, Anura, in those classes?
I mean, I would say pretty good. I would use the Swamp Princess thing for the tutor.
Absolutely.
That's my knowledge is +1.
I kind of think this is a thing you would have paid attention to. It sounds romantic. The old histories of the island and stuff, of Black Marsh, you still carry a book about one of the pirate legends of old. Chef
He's
Daddy.
a wordsmith.
Daddy.
Yeah, and you're a wordsmith bard. This makes perfect sense to me. So, in point of fact, I'm going to give you advantage on a knowledge check for this. Plus, you can add your experience to it. For anyone else, this would be kind of a tough check. I'm going to set it for you at a 12. Just pretty easy. You're rolling your duality. You're getting advantage, so you're going to roll your D6.
And I'm going to take away a hope, right?
And you're going to take away a hope because you are also adding your knowledge and your +2, right? Because that's the princess one is your +2. Go ahead.
Okay. It's a 6 with hope. So 7, 8, and 9. Yeah. I do have a rally. Can I roll it now or no?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, it's a good 2.
Wait,
So I don't think
how
I
did
got
you get a 6 did you roll your original D6 for your advantage?
Yeah, I just did. I got a 2 on that. I got a 3 on my fear, and I got a 2 on my hope.
Yeah, but you did have advantage means that you roll your duality dice plus a D6. So you get 1 more D6 to add to this. If you roll a 2 or higher.
That was a 6.
Okay. All right. We did it.
But it was a fear. It was a fear.
It was a fear. Absolutely.
Still success.
All right.
Yeah,
guys.
but she gets 1, and I just want to make sure. That was stressful, guys.
Fail forward.
Oh, that would have been embarrassing for me.
It really would have. We pulled out every rattle in the box, but I really love what we've done here because a couple of things. First, I'll talk about this in just a second, but you rolled with fear. We're going to talk about your tiny crown in a moment. But you remember those classes. These are classes. It's hard to remember, in fairness to you. This is ancient Latin. This is classical Latin, declensions, conjugations, words that you're not comfortable with. But this is a story you would have loved because it was a story of drama, intrigue, romance, heroics, of a time a long, long time ago, when there was a great war being waged, and this is considered to be mythology of the Black Marshes, okay? Again, similar to how you have like Odysseus and the Homeric things. This is mythology, which again is why you loved it. This story is about the war between the deities that presided over the three landmasses of Black Marsh, the Shadow King, his serpent bride, and the deep, dark, hidden one. The Shadow King, in legend, in mythology, presided over Blackgum Hollow, which, comes to your mind, used to be called Blahagan. That's the ancient name for this area. And in that time, after those deities were defeated by the Ribbet folk having banded together and taking down these deities, there was a speech that was given. A speech by someone called Cato years ago. And in fact, he is the namesake for Cato the Elder now. It's a common name here because he was one of the great orators after these wars that waged in cycles. And he gave a stirring speech that ended with the words, Blahago delenda est. Blahago delenda est was a call to action. It means Blackgum Hollow, and specifically the ancient version of it, must be destroyed. It has an imperative structure to it that intones and intends for you, the listener, to understand that it must be fully and completely decimated, salt the fields. Nothing can remain of what had been there before. The intention of Cato was to say, the deity has passed. We must scrub everything of that. Blahago delenda est. It must be destroyed. And now you're hearing those words again, spoken through others. But that's the story. That's what you recall as it all comes flooding back to you. But in that moment, I also got a little fear crown token from you. And that brings me, by the way, to 6 tokens, which is the maximum. And in my opinion, everything, remember, all the hope, all the fear in this world, it all builds on each other. 6 is the maximum fear that this table can have. We have never hit this as a group. So I'm going to have something massive happen in this moment. And I'm going to use this crown and return it back to my resources. At this moment, the clouds above you all crash in a violent light of red that showcases across this swamp. And all sound, remember, is sucked out of the atmosphere. You can hear nothing in this moment as you turn to tell your friends the thing that you've just realized, and you, a bard, have lost your ability to speak. And in this moment, those clouds, they flicker twice with that lightning, but then they do not dim. They stay lit. And then in a moment, all of these mists around you deepen, thicken, and fog over your vision. And then in a brief moment, all abscond up into the sky, into those very clouds themselves. And you see those clouds begin moving rapidly to the west. They dim, and you watch as they roll out. This mist has whooshed up into the atmosphere, into those clouds. Those clouds have rolled to the west and now settle over the island that you, Anura, know to be the Rights of Newmorn, a small island off the coast that really isn't inhabited. It's not traversed because it's just not comfortable to be on. The creatures that inhabit it have always been a little bit more violent, a little bit more barbaric. People don't go there. The fishing is excellent. So sometimes some brave fisherman will tread the waters nearby, but for the most part, you do not go there. It settles there, and that light dims again, and you see it beginning to crash on and off, okay? And in this moment, all of the noise settles back and you can hear each other, but Loretta is now looking towards the west. And you can see as she begins to, her eyes a foggy mist. Do you see that?
What?
What is that? It's so beautiful. A say something hat day. He'll
Try
need
shaking her real quick.
He'll need such a. She looks down
I'm gonna
to
hold her
you.
hand.
He's gonna need such a large cap. I'll need more fabric. Not much time, is there? I need to.
No,
I need
you
to.
don't need to do anything. No, you're
I
fine.
need to go. And she's
No.
going to begin trying to walk to the west.
No, I got her hand. No.
I'll use my rope.
Oh, I love it.
I have a rope
You
in my
live here.
inventory.
Okay, excellent. So she's not becoming violent or anything, but you do hear her continuing to. There's just so much to do. The modiste to the crown. I have to. And you guys are restraining her, kind of tying what? Tying her hands, tying her feet.
I
How are
assume
you?
tying it around her waist, and I'll
Just-
tie it around my waist. So
with
it's
a
like,
harness.
you're with me, buddy.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Tie it into a harness around her. We're walking this girl.
All right, great. So what I'm gonna need, I'm gonna need a strength check from you. And I will say you're getting helped by Anura in this moment. You can only have one person helping, but that'll give you advantage. So you can make your strength check. You can add anything to it if you want to expend a hope. Are you comfortable with all those mechanics?
Yeah, I will add.
Welcome to the gun show. Tickets to the gun show.
Tickets to the gun show.
And that's your plus
2
two?
tickets for Loretta. And that's
2 tickets for
plus
Loretta.
Oh, plus
Okay.
2, you're right, yeah.
Now, the thing about Loretta is that she's very strong. So, you're going to need to beat. And she's not feral because Loretta is in her heart a gentle soul, but she is desperately trying to get away. So, you're going to need to beat a 17. Your DC is a 17. Okay.
But you have a rally dice.
You have a rally die. You have all kinds of stuff to use. Greyfax says flex. It's time. Yeah. This is your time, Chris. So
Time to shine.
remember, first
Don't
you
fuck
have your
us.
duality dice and your advantage die, plus your bonus to strength, plus your bonus from the gun show, plus if you need it, that rally die. Or actually, I think you have to roll the rally die. No, you get to choose, don't you? I think it's fine. You're good. Go ahead.
I don't want to roll again this whole game. I've been doing bad. We gotta wait till the next one.
Oh, y'all are fearful today. 17.
So I got 11 with hope so far.
Oh, good.
And I have my rally die.
Oh, wow. So you have to roll a 6?
Have you already added your strength and
Yeah,
your?
did you add your strength?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
So,
good job. 11 plus.
yeah. I did add it.
Oh, you did add it? Okay.
Strength and
What were your
yeah.
What were your dice? What were your 3 dice?
I got a 1 with fear and then a 7 hope.
Oh,
Don't forget your D6
that's
with
8
advantage.
plus your D6 for advantage. What was that?
Yeah. That was a 3, so you're right.
10,
so
11 plus your
8, 9,
strength.
10,
What's
11,
your strength?
12, 13, 14.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah,
The
Jimbo.
gun show? Didn't you
Yes.
do gun show?
Well,
Yeah, that
that's,
was the 3
that's
that
yeah.
from 11
Oh,
to
okay,
14, right?
Yeah, I want to slow down. We want to make sure this is right. I'm going to note everything, okay? So,
Yeah, my bad.
yeah, you're good. You're good. So, duality dice, hope and fear. 1 on your fear, 7 on your hope, right? That's an 8. Plus, you had the advantage die. You rolled a
3.
A 3. So that becomes 11. Plus, what is your strength?
1.
A 1. So that becomes 12. And then your plus 2 from Tickets to the Gun Show is a... So plus 2 equals 14. All right. So that's... You need a 3 or higher to
Better
win.
than 15.
Because the difficulty is 17. So 3 here.
No problem. Winners win.
Winners win.
5.
All right. Excellent job. And remember to restore the hope that you used for that specific roll. Okay, great. All right, good job, guys. All right, we're having some of the most complicated rolls right now because we're adding so many things to it. All right, but okay, so you are able to restrain her, and I'm going to say with that and everything, because I made it a more difficult check, she is a little bit more docile, and she will begin following you wherever you're headed, though she does tend to look back over her shoulder to the west every so often while she continues to mutter about the need to build this cap, okay? All right. Also, as you guys are standing and beginning to move forward, you notice walking through, the mist is gone, guys. The mist is gone. It's actually a clearer day at this point. It looks clear. But you do notice walking past you on the path, muttering to himself, a guard. Probably that was defending the palace doors. And he has no weapon on him anymore, and he does not pay attention to you as he walks past, saying...
Can I pick up what he's saying?
Yeah, he's saying more of the same things. The tree has borne its fruit. Blahago de la est. The tree has borne its fruit. He must feed. Attend him. Attend him.
I don't want to scare you, Anura, but I think maybe there might be like something powerful here, and maybe trying to marry your sister.
What?
Me and Caleb both were like, Beetlejuice? Like,
Beetlejuice.
Do you want me to add this guard to the daisy chain, or is he not important to you, Anura?
That one, we'll let him go. He's fine.
peasantry.
I care about Loretta.
So settling into your chest and looking forward, you walk forward and you see, finally, the staircase that ascends up. You climb that staircase and you see, unguarded, with a long sword laying in the dirt in front of the door to the Warren Palace, undefended. And we now move over to Gimbo. All right, guys. Gimbo.
Got my shovel. Let's see how dig a hole I can put myself in.
yeah. We gotta see. All right, guys. Daisy Chain really got Cindo Window. I also loved it. All right. So remember, picking back where we left off from the last episode, that Gimbo, you had begun being escorted in. So remember that Pampas has taken one of the guards, and the other one remained behind to guard the doors, though as we know, not for long. But you are being ushered in, shouldered by the larger guard. Now,
My nose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly, 100%, because you are 4'9" king dwarfing all of these. Now, I did put some images into the Discord for folks because I know that warrens aren't something that a lot of people come into contact with thematically a lot. A warren is usually a rabbit burrow that essentially rabbits, make these tunnels with little pockets that they reside in. Now, this is a fantasy warren. Frogs don't typically have warrens, but we loved the idea, Kayla and I, as we were building out this area. It is a warren dug into this hill. And, of course, it's much more beautiful than a real-life rabbit warren would be. Kayla, I had imagined, but I want your buy-in here. I had imagined that as you enter into the warren, that you effectively can see this large room and you are at a balcony overlooking kind of a great foyer with all of these paths surrounding and going around the outside of this cylinder leading into holes. Is this kind of what you had imagined as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, not necessarily, but like a big great room and then like everything branching off. So the balcony makes sense. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So you can
is
see
the big great room the throne room, or is
No.
it just like a room?
This is just like the foyer, the great hall, something like that, the entrance. I'm going to add some details to this. First, there is a hole in the very top, the ceiling itself, that allows light to filter in. It is also lit by these braziers throughout the area, lanterns, but it is in and of itself mostly still dirt. It is swept and solidified dirt stone. Dirt floors that have been cleaned and are beautiful. There are also the trappings of great wealth inside. Gemstones set into the walls that emit faint glows. And you, Gimbo, begin being shouldered down this path.
Yeah, this is a nice place. It's honestly a little different than I expected. I should have probably talked to Honora about this a little more.
Quiet, you, and he's gonna stuff your mouth a little bit harder with the cloak that you were
now you care about me.
You just spit it out. It's just like continually throughout this is a fight. You can see it's very quiet inside of this warren. There aren't a lot of people. But something that you do see is at the base floor of this, which again is probably like 10 to 15 feet down to that floor, and you're going down one of these ramps. There is actually set into one side a small river that is here in the base of the area, and it descends down one of the tunnels. There's actually a bridge, a grand bridge with 2 stone braziers set before it that crosses over the river and then climbs higher. Honora, you would know that to be the way to the throne room. But
I do ask, like, is that where the nursery is? Just seeing the river.
like Pampus kind of chimes in, will you please shut him up? And then the guard again is going to try to tighten it, and he's going to make a pretty good attempt at it this time. All right, so you are going to, and actually this brings up a great point of does he blindfold you? And I was going to say he was probably too dumb to blindfold you, but since you've been talking a lot, I'm going to roll a d20 here. And, wait, I have to roll the one that wanted to play. It's this one. It's my fear die. Anything lower than a 10, we're going to blindfold you. A 3. Sorry, I meant higher than a 10. So a 3, you're not going to get blindfolded. They don't think of it.
Okay.
Now, the other piece that I want to add to this, very similarly to what we've done before, Kayla, Steven, Chris, add something to this warren for me. Add something that you can see, something that you like.
These are the warren. We're not quite in the dungeons yet, right?
Not yet, but you can certainly add something once we get there too. Do you want to do that instead? Should we build the dungeon instead? As kind of, I think I've given a lot of detail.
Maybe along the way, there's like green braziers.
Braziers or bras, but braziers absolutely. Green bras.
Bras and braziers, yeah.
Is it like
Party's been
stone
happening.
floor in here?
It's a combination of swept dirt and stone. It's both. The walls, when I initially was imagining it was mostly mud, in my brain. But that it would just slip and slide everywhere, so
It's
I
also
modified it.
royalty, they're gonna have a little bit more like structure, right?
I think so too. Absolutely, yeah. So add what
I
you
would
like.
say like on the floor, like periodically there's like engraved like nice stylized lily pads.
Oh,
Like stone like
beautiful.
lily pads like kind of going across the walkways.
Yes, beautiful. The bridge also is not a bridge anymore. It's those lily pads, those stone lily pads.
I love it.
Yeah, kind of in a raised fashion as well. They hop to the higher. Excellent world building, you guys. All
I
right.
think that on the walls we should have like big tapestries of like the family history.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for each, generation and stuff like that.
Is there a Chef Daddy appearance on those?
There's no Chef Daddy. He's not part of that. He's just in all of the romance books.
Would the captains of guards be on these walls at all, or is that more reserved for another layer of the area?
I mean, if they played a important part in the history of that monarch's reigning time, any important character. So, like, if we had like a short.
Do you think we might see a tapestry of a very large ribbet captain of the guard that absconded from her prior kingdom and came to support the Blackgum Hollow people with her small daughter that had a scar across her face from the whippings that she had received before?
My God, we definitely would. Absolutely, we would see that. I love that.
One of the old members of the guards, and maybe now we've built a little bit more. They found a new home here. Maybe their people even rose through the ranks, and they're some of the nobility.
I like this. Yeah.
Maybe
they could have become like. Hold on.
The Black Rush family.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm pulling it up. Yeah, we can say the Black Rush. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Fantastic.
We got it there.
One other flavor bit that might be more useful lower we get, but depending on like how corrupted things are down below, or if there's some large creepy plant down below, there could be little vines kind of creeping up the floor, tunnels. But don't know if that's down there, Justin.
We'll add it. It's gonna be down there. Absolutely. Okay. So you're traveling. So you being shouldered, and no one has thought to blindfold you, though they have gagged you at this point. You are traveling down that tunnel where the river actually moves. One side of it is dedicated to pathing, and you are traveling down this tunnel where you can hear the coo, coo, coo. That's supposed to be dripping water. Can't do it. Anyway, there are like stalactites and things set into stalactites. Hang on tight. Stalagmites are from the floor, but both of those, and you can following this river down. The entryway was very warm, but as you go into the bowels of the palace, it gets progressively cooler. Gimbo, you're actually very at ease so far. This is your home. Just dirt as far as the eye can see.
I don't know why Anura is so opposed to it.
Yeah. And offshooting from this pathing, you can see different tunnels leading off. This you begin to assess as a labyrinth of a warren. It is massive. Though surprisingly quiet, there are just not a ton of people here. So, as you descend into the depths of the area, Steven, the next thing that I'm going to add to this, and I will have people for Kayla and Chris later, prepare yourselves, in the Discord channel, in the spoilers area, one of them is going to be marked Old Guard. That's you. You're the guard that is escorting him down with Pampus. Kayla and Chris, when we get to there, you guys can click the other one, which will reveal to you the newer guards. Those are a little bit easier to do. It's in the spoilers area of the Discord. Are y'all finding these just fine?
Mm-hmm.
Those are you, okay? So begin to think, it doesn't have to be a fully fleshed out character, but you are going to have a little role to play to keep you immersed in our story and active and participating in everything. It's going to help us flow. You don't have to do anything. You're happy to listen in, okay? But if you want to interject anything, you want to give Gimbo a jab, you certainly can. Just remember that in this character, he is the enemy to the crown. You are playing the character, not you. Okay?
And I'm the old guard. I'm the one leading him down currently.
Yes. You were the one above guarding the door that did not wear a mask. The other one that wore the mask before was left. I'm going to give you, Steven, a little bit of context here. Oh, by the way, I want to say this as well. This trick because GMs learn tricks from other GMs and stuff, this is pretty common, but the first time I encountered it was with a friend that ran some tables for me, and it was just so fun that I tried to do it as much as possible. It really helps when this scene isn't around you to kind of do this stuff. So, thanks to every GM I've ever had, it's so nice. So you know who you are if you're out there. I played the goddess of love at your table. Anyway, in this role, we were deities for a brief moment. It was very fun. Anyway, Sam is his name. Anyway, so as you're going down, okay? Steven, I'm going to add some context. You are frustrated of late, okay? Things have sucked around here. They've been horrible. This mist that everybody thinks is, making people lose their minds, right? Is absurd, absolutely crazy. It is sad. It's a terrible thing that this disease is hurting people, but it's also just a disease, And in fact, it's great that you have a new doctor in town. They haven't seen her in a couple days. But because Cassandra, friend to Liliana, has been great. You've donated your blood to the cause. She's doing experiments on them. She's going to find a cure for you guys. The real thing itching your frog ass, though, is that Florian, in his paranoia that night, when that first attack happened, he dismissed half of the guard. You've been running on little to no sleep. Everyone has been pulling double duty. And he had to hire back more people anyway because there weren't enough of you. The kids that are all around you, the guy that was up there before, the people are going to be guarding the cells below, they're all new. They're sellswords. They're just kids from the town that Florian has to enlist. You, though, are a defender of the Warren. You know what to do, okay? That's your character, all right? For Kayla and Chris, I'm going to be much loosey-gooseier with it. You guys, whatever you think, but you are from
the new
town.
guards?
Yeah, they're new guards. Absolutely. Okay. And if make sure that you're comfortable with the one from the Discord that you see, right? It should say sellsword at the top, I think, for you guys. Okay. Great, because that's you. We'll talk about that when we get to it, but that is you, all right? So you have a difficulty, by the way. If somebody's trying to attack you, that's what they have to hit. That's what an adversary looks like in Daggerheart, guys. I pulled these from Daggerheart materials, but I made some edits in some places to things that you can't do, have to do. All right, so as you are heading down, Gimbo, eventually you do get to the lowest floor, and the light in here is dim, and it is actually incredibly cold. Pampus absolutely begins to shiver, but even Steven's character has a brief chill that he kind of rushes off of him because it is just so cold down here. And inside of here, now Steven, you know that this is where you guys keep a lot of the plants that need to be in the darkest, cool areas because so little of the island has that. They grow down here without the sunlight, and usually they glow a beautiful violet and green hues. No longer. Of late, they've started to tilt to red, and those roots have begun to climb across the walls. There is an ever-present red glow. All right, and you, here in this cavern, the river continuing off in a different direction, you see the large iron grates of the door and two of these new kids. You are shouldering him out. What do you do as you come to the gate?
Y'all don't even have it open yet. I've been walking all the way down here for like 10 minutes with this new prisoner. Come on now, guys. We need to hustle up. We got a job to do. Slacking already.
Are either of you wearing masks?
Late enough for this shite. What?
Are either of you wearing masks? Chris and Kayla,
No,
you're
fuck those
two.
masks.
Okay, right.
My character is a boy, and his name is Daffodil, and he does not wear a mask.
Okay, so cute.
My name's Kevin.
Kevin!
It's a pleasure.
My name's Gimbo. Hello.
Yeah. Shut up! I jab him a little bit.
Ben.
I'm
Don't talk to
Rory,
prisoner
Brittany.
like that. Prisoner. He tried to blow us up. There's a bomb. Did y'all hear
If
that?
you please, can we keep the bickering to a minimum? Kevin,
Go away. Get in line. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's get
control
moving.
your hires. All right.
Open the door.
Okay, anyways, I'm unlocking the door, you know.
Shaking hand. All right.
Yeah.
Brief moment. We've identified Kayla has the keys. Daffodil has the keys, Jimbo.
Daffodil too.
All right.
Who
Okay.
has the key?
All right. Explain to me the dungeon, you guys. Let me know what this dungeon looks like as you go into it.
So I imagine that it's just like a circular kind of domed room with just like cells pocketed in the walls because it's like a frog gel. So like, yeah, so it's just kind of like up to a certain point. They don't have them like falling through the grates or anything, but like up kind of high on the walls, like circling around.
Do I have like a stool or something to sit on in there? Or like a bucket?
You get to sit in the crevice that's not where you'll take a shit.
I got 2 crevices? Cool.
You get 2 crevices, yeah.
So there's a skylight in the top of the domed area. There's no skylights in any of the walls.
No!
And then also, you know how like there was like pretty stones and everything, and it was like that. It's not like that in here. It's just packed dirt, and in the actual cells, like it's wet. Like it's
dang.
a little. Yeah.
You did it, Steven! We see you!
Get back.
Getting faster at it. I don't know why it's doing it. I thought I had it fixed. I was wrong.
It's okay, it happens. Hey, whoa, you got real fast at that, whatever that was. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
I know the trick now.
What else, guys? What else are we seeing in here in these dungeons?
Are there cellmates or like, other cells with people in them or no people?
I imagine that there are a fair number of people that Kevin has dragged down here, particularly that work in the castle, that have been wearing the goddamn mask, and just a fair number of just like kitchen workers,
I
staff
have no
that have
patience
like,
for idiots.
They don't even know what they're scared of. They're just scared. It's
We have
cattle,
fog.
I swear.
Fog.
It's fog.
It's
Where
fog.
is fog? There's fog. There's an island. There's
It's
swamp.
fog.
There's fog.
That's fucking fog.
I believe you. It is just fog.
He kind of fist bumps you. Y'all are friends. Y'all are tight,
Yeah. And I watch the front door. No one fucks with him unless I say so.
That's right. He's the muscle. I'm the brain. Let's get in there. I'm gonna interrogate the hell out of this little twerp. And he's up at you. He says little twerp, but he is very much on his toes. All right, so you guys, thanks GFC Bob. We're having a great time over here. The thick as peanut butter. Absolutely we are. Peanut butter and jam. Anyway, so, all right. I need some kind of light because we gotta shine it in his face. What's that light look like, guys? What is it? Is there a lantern? Is there a lamp? I don't know. A gem?
I imagine it's just like bioluminescent like goo that has been like gathered up into like a jar, but then like shoved with like a magnifying glass over it, so it like intensifies the light as it comes out.
Oh, incredible! What color's the goo?
It's like a white, bluish kind of color.
Okay,
like,
bluish.
Like yeah. Damn it all!
Like Scanlan's poop. Just blue Scanlan poop. Excellent. All right, great.
We got the red tint in the background, bluish white, like flashlight looking thing.
We're raving. like so. All right. So he comes and he, I'm going to say that Pampas goes over, he instructs one of you guards with a kind of flick of his fingers to go over and do a little crank on the wall that lowers one of these lights. And one of you grabs one of those, shakes it up. You know how those like things you have to shake for them to start glowing? It starts glowing very vibrantly. And you put it into that thing that's now kind of swinging. And he says, still that light. And one of you grabs it to still it. You guys shove Gimbo into the chair. Stephen, how do you restrain him?
Well, so on the chair, in the chair itself, there's like corded, like vined rope that is like already fastened to it. So when his arms go down, we just like wrap from the inside over to the out, and then tie it like there.
Okay.
On each side.
Fantastic. All right. So at
y'all
this,
seem like y'all have questions.
that's absolutely right. I have questions. First, who the
Don't
fuck
talk
are you?
unless you're spoke to. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Sorry.
the rule
Didn't mean to
number one.
interrupt you.
Don't talk
Yes.
unless you're spoken to. Who
Okay.
are you? What's your name?
I'm Jimbo.
Answer him. Who are you? What's your name?
And
Jimbo.
Kevin, take it down
No.
a notch. Okay.
Sorry.
Which one of you is
He's
the
excited for
good
this.
cop?
Neither one of us is a cop and neither one of us is good. We're both here to kick your ass now. Oh my God,
Okay.
This is getting so silly. Okay.
I'm still friends with the princess, regardless of
We
exposure
know
or not.
that to be a lie. We know that to be a lie, just as your trickery with the fire jar up above. So, where are you from?
I'm from the
Kevin,
mines
hit him.
up north.
Kevin, hit him. Excellent. Fantastic. Good frog, bad frog. Thanks, Gene's great. I love it. Absolutely, yeah. All right. So, you're from where again? And think hard this
Up
time.
north, you're familiar with the entry? Like just below that.
The what? The entry. The entry to what? To whom?
A real big tree up north, kind of northeast of here.
Oh, the yin tree. A likely story. Hit him again. The yin tree, huh? Then riddle me this. Kevin, do you know anything about the yin tree?
Well, see that. I mean, there is.
What's the race? What's the community and ancestry of people from that area?
I have to answer this in a riddle?
That's not a riddle, it's a question.
Well, no, you said you wanted me to give you a riddle.
No, I don't want a riddle.
What climbing trees, but also like pools?
You
Climbing trees like pools. Climbing trees like pools. Don't distract me! What are the people from there like?
I mean, they like to climb trees and to sit in pools. They're like the Simia people.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Why did you have a fire jar and an explosive?
Good question.
Well, the fire jar was just in case, like, I needed a signal back down for Anura to come up.
A signal for what? A signal to whom?
Princess Anura.
Likely story.
At this point, you have invoked Anura several times. He does not believe you, so that means I'm going to need a check. This is going to be a presence check from you. This is going to identify where we're going with things, okay? It's a hard check. This is going to be... I know you can make it. You absolutely can, but it is a 20.
Okay.
All right.
Winners win. Let's go.
Winners win.
Let's got
Okay, that's 6 on the hope and a 7 on the fear plus 1. That's
8.
a 14.
Oh, okay. A 14.
14
okay,
with
got it.
fear.
14 with fear. All right. Well, I take your fear. And this is going to... Now, I think, Steven, you have a mechanic there on your character. You good? All right, great. Okay. I'm going to add that to my fear tokens. We are back at the maximum of 6. I'm going to have the earth beneath you begins to shake. And you guys all up above as well feel an earthquake. Okay? And the skies above and outside are darkening. Pampus looks up. What is this? Stop lying.
Hope it wasn't
about the
another
princess
explosion.
now. Did you plant more bombs?
I don't know.
What do you
better
mean?
not hurt
don't
me,
know?
otherwise you can find out.
Kevin.
Ah!
It's not what I
I
was
look around, hope for another earthquake.
That wasn't what I was asking for that time, Kevin. But I like where your head's at. I'm going to go
Love
investigate
that
that.
energy.
I'm going to go investigate that, and I'm going to get some of that truth serum. You
The
watch
truth
it.
serum will be excellent. Yes, you should do this. Should you take one of the nooglings with you just in case something comes afoot?
An excellent point. An excellent point. Which one of you is going to be accompanying me?
Anywhere's better than here. I'll go.
Come along. Come along. And you are now going to exit with him up above, okay? So we have taken now, Pampus has left the room. As he's leaving, he does stare down Gimbo for a moment, but he exits and is going up to get the truth serum and to find out what that earthquake was.
Kevin, real quick. Do you know what's up with all these red plants and stuff? That it doesn't seem right.
Kevin?
I mean, plants.
I need you to make a knowledge check.
Okay. I get, is this local knowledge?
Uh-huh. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Absolutely.
D20?
Would you like to roll the GM die?
I mean,
Yes.
that's what this
That's
is,
how the
right?
mechanic works. Absolutely. 100%. You can roll that.
Natural 20.
Oh,
so
you have-
23.
Wow. Okay.
Kevin's that dude.
Kevin is that dude.
He
So the
knows
question
something.
was again,
The plants.
what's up with them or what are they?
Why are they red? Was the
Okay.
early? What's up with them? It seems odd. Was the question? Yeah.
Kevin, you know that this has to be tied to the fog. Okay? It absolutely is. You are suspicious there is a disease that is spread to the entire of the island, but again, you don't think it's mystical. It's not magical. It is a disease. Okay?
It's this damn red fog that's plaguing us.
So the fog's
nothing magical about it, like all these like fucking crazies are saying, but just like, I mean, it's getting into the plants. It's kind of poisoning the soil. It's not good. I don't think the
Oh, okay.
fog's
Are
good.
you worried about being close to it?
No, I'm not breathing it in, so I'm fine.
Okay, so it is about breathing the fog.
Well, no, I won't admit that either. There's an aspect of me not wanting to breathe it in because, like, if someone farts next to you, you don't want to breathe that in either, but it's not going to kill you. Like, come on now.
Okay, yeah, I totally understand. You're right. So you're not worried about it. I won't be worried about it either.
Yeah, I mean, if you are worried about it, you should really not be because there's nothing. Like, I would, I'd be willing to look. There's nothing wrong with anything here, but you shouldn't, like, maybe don't get in my head.
I was waiting for the moment of like realizing he's got ya.
Yeah, no worries. Whatever you want to talk about. I also live underground, or usually do. And I'm just not used to seeing that.
Daffodil,
Well,
what
you
are you
know-
up to right now? You're just listening in, right?
Daffodil is listening in. She's right out, or he's right outside twirling the keys. So
Great, twirling the keys. Excellent. Fantastic. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Now,
Well, not all underground is the same. So just because you're from underground doesn't mean that it's anything like my underground. My underground's lovely and wet and moist and kind of soggy, and I am
And
very
infected with some
happy.
plants. Yeah.
There's only a little bit of red plants. It's nothing to be concerned about.
Okay.
all right. So, now, Stephen, you had said there are other prisoners in here, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And
I would say there's probably like, I would say like 15 cells altogether,
Are
but
they-
only like 7 of them actually have people in them.
Okay.
So it's like almost half capacity, but like it's not full.
Okay. All right. How many of those, given what we've... no. Yep. I want you to roll a d10 for me. And I want you to determine with that Actually, Chris, because you're out of here, you're going to roll the d10 for me. I'm keeping everybody engaged. Everybody's involved. So you roll a d10 for me. And that's going to determine... it has 10 sides. It kind of looks like a diamond. It looks like a diamond, The percentile one is also one. That looks right.
That's it.
Yep.
Sweet.
So go ahead and roll that. That's going to determine how many have gone off the deep end.
So I rolled a 30, so that's 3, right?
3, yeah. Yeah, okay. So 3 of the 7 prisoners are... Roll for gaslight is hilarious, by the way. Very good.
Yeah.
3 of these 7 other prisoners, they are like clinging to the western edge of their cell, and they are muttering, okay, about those same kinds of things.
I would... Kevin would most definitely have, like, skipped them on purpose. So the people that are like healthy are next to the people that are sick, like hop.
Oh my gosh.
Like leapfrogging them.
Yeah.
See, there's nothing for you to worry about. He's muttering in the corner,
but he's
you're
fine.
Next to him, and it's all fine.
Yeah, amazing, incredible.
Kevin's a scumbag, just so you know.
Kevin really is.
I don't know how your family employs him, but it's not really. I don't think it's your family. I think someone else's employee.
So we're gonna do one thing really very briefly, okay? So Chris, you are walking. We're gonna move this along very quickly because this is a brief aside, okay? But your character makes your way up with Pampas. You do see that he is frustrated that he can't find anyone to talk to, but you know that this has been the status quo for a while. There are less and less people. So he gives up looking for the source of the earthquake and information there. And he is instead... What is happening, Steven? And instead, he's going to take you up higher into the king's study. Okay? King Florian's study. He pulls out a set of keys from his own belt, and he takes a large brass key, turns it in the lock, and opens a study that you have not ever seen before. You have not been permitted in here. This room is in a state of disarray, okay? First of all, there are murals that have been brought in here, clearly taken off of the walls of somewhere else, and have been unfurled onto the floor. To be reviewed, who knows? There are books that have been collected in piles around the room. And as you are looking, you watch that Pampas goes over to a shelf, an apothic shelf, and he begins rifling through the little drawers. Now, you could do nothing at all, okay? Or you could get a little snoopy with it if you want. It's fine. It's up to you. He's just looking for truth serum.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Rory just took this job as like a cool summer job that his dad thought it would be a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be here. I thought it was going to be something different than it was, and this smells... I'm going to look around. I don't care about this place. And this guy's crazy.
Rory's like, fuck Kevin. He's kind of an asshole.
He's like, Kevin's a dick, man.
Incredible.
I'm just trying to chill.
Now, I am going to, Steven, we need to do something real quick, okay? Because I'm realizing that the problem with having you guys roll the D20 is it's not actually generating things that I need generated, okay?
That's fair,
so, Steven, I need you to real quick, it's not going to affect anything, but roll your duality dice and tell me if it's hope or if it's fear. You won't get a hope as your character.
It's a crit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's 2 1s.
That's fine.
2 1s.
That's fine.
Okay. So I crit twice. I rolled
Yeah,
a 20 on the D20.
And crazy. All right.
That's wild.
Now back to Rory, right? It's Rory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So what is the thing that you're trying to do? Are you trying to get like a little look-see-poo at what's going on in this room?
Yeah, I'm just really curious.
You're gonna roll duality dice. You're not, and you are going to get to add a +1. Okay, he's kind of an artist. He's real interested in stuff. We're gonna give him his knowledge a +1. Okay, not really meant to be a guard at all.
5 with hope +1 to 6.
Okay, wow. Okay, well, the roll is not great. All right, we're not going to give you a ton of information about this room, but you do. Ooh, I see sound in the background.
It is odd.
Yeah, like all right. So you, as you're scanning throughout the room, okay, the things that you can see is, again, that mural is easy to see. So you can get the details on that, all right? It is, what it appears to be is a mural, a tapestry of all these ribbets. All before ribbets even were fully bipedal, okay? So some of them are like a little hunched with their arms and things, and some of them are fully carrying things in their mouths instead of in their arms at all. But they're all converging on what looks to be an ancient, beautiful ceremonial site with these great white pillars. And they are all presenting, you can see, gifts of food into the altar here, which is a sunken altar, by the way. And you can see those little worms, fish, all like trying to hop out and back to the banks. But it is a procession of ribbets that are depositing their food here. And then you almost miss it. But looking at the edge, you can see that there is a shadow at the edge of the painting, of the portrait, not of the tapestry. I'm so sorry. It's a woven, with 2 yellow eyes. The shape of the shadow is not distinct, it's indistinct, but there are 2 yellow eyes. Okay, you also can see, you don't know anything about it, you never studied that Blahagan, but you can see that a lot of the books that are scattered around the room are in that old language. Those are the things that you see. Okay, all right. After a moment or two, you actually, Nico has the zoomies, very cute. After a moment or two, Pampus does and he pulls out a vial of clear, smoky liquid, and he turns to you and he says, "Now this'll get him to talk. We're gonna get the truth out of him one way or another." And you guys are gonna begin to descend back into there. But in this moment, we're returning down to the dungeon, and this is gonna be the last thing that we are really doing here. Gimbo, remember, all of this fun NPC stuff aside, you are the player character. So you need to let me know if you're trying to do anything to get out of here, okay? Or if you are just waiting.
Right now, I'm just kind of more or less waiting, but like if I see an opening, I might take it. But other than that, I'm just being chill, not trying to cause any more of a stir than I already did.
At this point, Kevin would have gotten a little bored just like standing over Gimbo while he's waiting, and he would have wandered off to the prison cells, and he'd be like muttering and fucking with the prisoners that are muttering in the back of the cells. Just shut the fuck up. Okay. Shut up.
Go ahead and make... I'm going to have you make a presence check, because you're trying to see if you can intimidate these creatures into chilling out. So this is with both of your...
That'd be a 15 with fear.
Excellent. All right, great. 15 is pretty strong, but you are having that sinking feeling that you have every time you're down here. It's just unsettling, okay? You, Gimbo, looking over at him as he's doing this, he kind of like jerks his head to the right, and you see his eyes like go a little flash of gray for a second. Daffodil, you see this too. Daffodil, has anyone in your family succumbed to the mist sickness?
Why?
Wait, what?
I said, why, yes, they have.
Why, yes, they have. Then you realize at this moment that something might be happening to Kevin.
Yeah, when I see that would be other guard. I think your buddy here might be infected.
Daffodil is very casually, calmly going to walk backwards, just kind of close the door. It's not locked yet, but
I got rights.
in the cell with Jim right now, just in case she's got to lock herself in.
You're locking inside of the cell?
She's not locked in yet. She's not locked
closed
in. She's got it closed, and she's got the key, he's got the key ready.
Okay. All right. Great.
Hey, honestly, just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it.
What are you doing? Hey, Daffodil, what are you doing to that gate door?
Daffodil, lock it. I'm tied up.
He locked it immediately.
Kevin would squat and like leap at the gate and like.
No.
I'm gonna have contested presence checks from both Gimbo and you, Kevin. All right, these are your duality dice. It's a presence check. You are both trying to convince Daffodil. One of you, hey, we're in danger. The other one, I'm in charge of you.
I got an 11 with hope.
I got 11 with fear.
Is that 3? Okay. All right. So 11 with hope and 11 with fear. I feel like we have to re-roll. Yes, like because it's tied.
Were you talking about? If it was a tie, it would go in favor of whoever had the hope. Is
I
what we
think
had
that's
talked
a
about.
homebrew technically, but I'm happy with that. Okay,
yeah,
fantastic.
I like that.
Great. So, two things are going to happen at this point.
Or something.
First, Daffodil. In this moment, Gimbo, how do you convince Daffodil? What do you say?
Daffodil, definitely lock it. I'm tied up. Don't got to worry about me, but, thumbs up.
You see the fear, Daffodil. You jump and lock it real quick, deftly. All right.
Mm-hmm. And then hop back.
Well, then hop
and
back.
Like, as you lock it and like key like clicks, just like a slam against the gate, and you can just see Kevin like kind of looking like eyes through like the bars, and then they kind of fog a little bit, and he kind of like.
I know I gave you guidance, Stephen, but you can take liberties, whatever you want to do. Okay, so feel free to stretch the story.
He kind of like stares for a little bit longer, and then he says.
Oh, it needs a zombie.
And then you see him kind of like turn and start like heading to the western edge of the prison cells.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Were my things taken from me at any point, or do I more or less still have them on me? I've just been held. Okay.
They have left. I waited to hear if anybody said anything, but it was fully up to your captors. I was not GMing that, and no one took anything. So
right,
now,
cool.
But this is what I'm going to add to this, okay? Is that you're headed west, okay? You have begun to leave. I'm going to say that you run into Pampas and Rory, okay? And Pampas is going
while he's crazy?
Well, I thought I was locked in the cell with them.
No.
They
locked themselves into a cell.
And I'm out of it.
And you are now exiting. And as Pampas and Rory get back down to the base floor, and this is really going to depend on what happens here. Rory, do you have anyone that you know that's succumbed to the sickness?
Yes.
So then you would recognize the look. If you believe in it. I don't know what your character
Yeah. I'll say
believes.
Rory, right? Kind of has like a commandeering father who's like a non-mask guy. But he personally, you know what I mean? I'm like a student. I'm just like, I mask when my dad's not looking.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Okay. You recognize this in his face. But Pampas... Kevin, what are you doing, Kevin? Kevin! Kevin!
What leaves?
What are you doing? And he's going to slap you across the face.
Whatever's happening out there, I'm definitely like, Daffodil, untie me. I'm not causing any harm, but that sums up.
Get back in there, Kevin. You are to guard the charges. I am tired of everyone running off around here. It's time for you to take responsibility, Kevin. Get back in there. And he's going to try to turn you around and push you back into the dungeon.
Okay, then he needs to make a presence check, beating a 16.
Okay.
Can Rory help by kind of pulling Pampas back a little, being like, "Hey, dude, let's chill"?
Ooh.
Because I'm a little, I guess Rory, right?
It's
concerned.
Sure. That will give me advantage. So I will take advantage as part of this. So I need to roll 2 dice because I'm a D20 person. We no longer. Oh no! With advantage, it's a 5. All right. So, Steven, what does Kevin do? Thank you, MC Cat. We're having a great time.
And should the gate open, we'll close it. Red leaf mist. And he just pulls, because he's much stronger than Pampas. He just pulls from that grasp and just keeps like heading down the hallway.
Okay, great. Not attacking. Okay. All right, fantastic.
All right, as this is going on, though, Daffodil's freaking out. Shaking.
Mm-hmm.
She's listening, or he's listening to Jim, say, untie me.
Mm-hmm.
He's really thinking about that.
Okay.
It wouldn't take much. It wouldn't take much.
You can hold whatever you want. We want to be able to defend ourselves here.
Will you? If I get in trouble, will you pretend like you overpowered me?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And he's gonna untie him.
All right. So the real question becomes, Jimbo, are you leaving the cell?
If they'll untie me, I'm gonna hand something over to them and here, you can hold on to this, it'll be fine. At that same time, take the key and then
And Daffodil, are you leaving the cell?
I think Daffodil's gonna keep themselves locked in.
Okay.
Daffodil has made himself a prisoner.
Do you keep the keys, or are you giving the keys?
No, he's got them.
Got them. It's just you in the cell, just like I'm chilling down here.
Yep.
Oh, at the moment,
Maybe he slides me a book or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I've already read them. I'm like, here, you can read these letters. Just hang.
Thank you.
Good letters from his family. They're sad. They're like, Jimbo,
They're
come
sad.
home.
It makes you want to quit your job right away. You're like, what am I doing here?
I don't immediately unlock the cell with the keys, but I do want to kind of peek out to see if the crazy guard is still out there. Otherwise, is anything else happening before I open it?
You can hear some loud voices coming from the side, which returns us back to that scene. Pampas, I am going to, because again, the problem with Pampas is that he just so stubbornly believes that all of this is a fiction. That's really the thing with Pampas, right? So I'm going to roll a knowledge check for him. It's going to be a 15. No, that's a little bit too high. I'm going to make it a 14. If he passes it, then he's going to realize what's happening, realize bodily harm could come to him, and he will not prevent you from going. But if he fails that, though, he's going to try to prevent you again. Oh, I need to roll this one. That's right. Okay. And it is an 8, which means that he is just fed up with the people leaving, okay? People keep disappearing around here, and he is going to come and say, Kevin, do your duty. And he's grabbing your arm and wrenching you back with all of his strength, which is not very much. But he is now trying to pull you back. What do you do?
That time, as soon as Pampas touches him and starts to pull on him, Roy would see Kevin just draw his long sword and just rail around, swiping wide right at him.
It's game time, Daffodil.
All right. Fantastic, guys.
So that would be an 11 to hit him.
Ooh, yeah, of course an 11 is going to hit him. Yeah, absolutely. He does not actually wear armor.
And then that's going to be...
this is all theater of the mind, by the way, guys. I'm sorry, how many points?
11.
Okay.
I got a 5 and a 6 on my damage dice.
All right. That's going to fall into his major. Okay. He does not have a lot of health, guys. Okay. As this small frog creature, how does it look as you slash across him?
So like it's all
And we
kind of
want
like
him to die?
sluggish and
Sure.
like kind of slow at first, like when he's like reaching down to draw the like sword. But as soon as his hand touches the blade, it's just like lightning fast. You do realize he is a guard for a reason and has been for a while.
Yeah.
And he just like slashes straight across his chest. Not as deep as because like
What
as
is it
it's
doing?
as it stumbles forward a little bit.
Okay. All right.
I would like to, if I
I was
can,
thinking I was a
open the
dick.
game for heading that way.
Yeah, listen, it's not far, and movement in this is silly, okay? We're not doing a lot of the mechanics. I'm keeping them vaguely in mind, but you guys get to do what you want. We're making things messy here, right? So if you would like to act, Gimbo, you hear the "Rah!" and you can close the distance.
Yeah, would like to close the distance, and if it's like something I can't really like get around him, in that case, I'll pull out the grappler and try to grab our feral friend. If not, if I have the room to get around, I'll instead go for the hammer and just charge through.
Okay, so let me paint the picture for you. As you exit from the tunnel, all right, you turn and you see that there in front of you is Pampus's back, and he is like crunched over on himself. In front of him, you see Kevin, dead eyes, his sword now in the dirt, but looking up aggressively, okay? So that is what you see.
In that case, I would be pulling out the grappler and just trying to like over the top of Pampas, trying to grapple him and pull him towards me.
How does the grappling hook work?
I just need to like roll an attack roll, and if I hit them, I pull them into melee with me.
It doesn't do any damage?
It does.
Okay.
It does its own D6 physical per.
He
per
looks
proficiency.
pretty hurt, but remember, we can do non-lethal.
I think he was saying grab me.
Yeah, attack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna put him over the top of
okay.
Pampus.
Let's go. Let's go.
Cool. So need to roll that.
I part of me really likes to imagine that it's not like a grappler that you have, but just a lasso, and you just like the damage is you like pulling it tight when you yank somebody.
Yes, it's a lasso of barbed wire. No kidding. Like, okay.
Edgy. Okay. So that is 13 plus 1, so 14 to hit. Or
This is against your difficulty, Stephen. That's the number he has to beat.
14 will do the thing.
Cool. And then damage-wise, that is 8. I don't think I add anything to that. No. Yeah, just 8. 8 damage, and he is pulled to me into melee.
Okay, that will be in his major, and yeah, he'll come straight to you.
Cool.
You see
Over the top of Pampas.
just right past Pampas actually kind of whirls and falls down to the ground as he passed. Now, Rory, they do pass right past you. Anybody can act. Anybody can do anything that they want to do. And remember that Steven can jump back in whenever he wants. So go ahead, Chris, if you want to go first.
Yeah, just for theory of the mind stuff.
Theater of the mind. You're good. You're good.
Where am I again?
So if you are looking forward, Pampas was right in front of you.
Yeah.
And then Kevin was in front of him, slashing at him. So when the grappler comes, Kevin is pulled right towards you almost. It looks like for a second he's coming right towards you, but then he rushes past between. You turn around and you can see Gimbo there and the back of Kevin.
Okay, so Jimbo's behind me, not in front of me.
Yeah, absolutely. He's coming from the tunnel behind where the dungeons had entered. That's the theater that we've set here. You good? Does that make sense?
So Rory is a guard.
Yeah.
He's not a very serious guard, but still, I'll take crap, what was his name? Pampas?
Pampas.
Pampas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Pampas and kind of like try to get him out of harm's way.
Okay, absolutely.
Good guard.
Great job. An excellent guard move. Okay, So the best way to do that would be moving him towards the exit of the dungeons, okay? Do attack rolls generate fear and hope? Not sure why I'm blanking.
Yes, it do.
Yes, they absolutely do, because that's the way that the combat works. In this case, though, I would say let's not, because of what we're doing here, guys, where it's NPCs and PCs interchanging. Krampus, eater of bad children, has arrived. All right, so you are taking him forward. You're not engaging in the fight. You're just getting Pampas out of there, right? Great. An excellent guard. An excellent guard move, Chris. Well done. Okay, you're able to get him as far as you'd like. You can get him to far. You could get him to the edge of close range, or if you want to push further, you could try. But I think we'll stop it at close range if you're okay with that, just to keep moving.
Yeah, good enough.
Okay, that's pretty. That's a
I assume
decent
too,
ways
right?
away.
Since he's hurt, he's a little more like viable.
Oh,
He's not as
absolutely.
hard
He
as
is. He is just like, he's not saying anything at this point. He's just letting you kind of whisk him away. All right, Daffodil, you've not had a turn. Are you doing anything, or are you good in your cell?
Because I am a ribbit, so I assume that means I have a tongue. So I could, in theory.
Sure, why not? Kayla can teach us all how to tongue attack if she wants real quick. Let's tongue attack.
Just the way of the ribbit.
Yeah, this was a stat block of an adversary. They aren't ribbits, so yeah, the tongue. Let's give it the tongue.
Let's see. You can use your long tongue to grab onto something close to you. Well, should I have him attack, or should I just have him, like, try and grab the sword away
It's 100% up to you. Whatever you'd like.
I'm just gonna try and grab. She's not confident enough, or he's not confident enough to attack the old guard.
Are you using your tongue to grab the sword?
Yeah,
it's sharp.
That's it.
The handle.
The handle. Okay, great. An excellent point. Yeah, totally fine. Great. Yeah. That's gonna
as long as it's close to me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've already said you can like run out of the cell and you see this commotion there.
No, I'm still in the cell. Aren't
well,
I?
then
like,
you cannot see them. They are outside.
Well then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're just chilling in there. Okay. You're just hearing that happen.
No, he's got the keys. I'm in here forever.
He took the keys? I didn't know he took the keys.
Yes. He is my jailer.
Okay, you're just like pressed up to the bars. Oh no.
Yeah, listening.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Okay. All right.
I could see like the edge of combat or something. Apparently not.
I imagine you can see like just the back edge of Gimbo as he's like standing like at that doorway, had just turned and like pulled.
Yeah, that's probably true. You just saw Kevin come into range. You can see his face. Like, ha! Okay.
And with that, if you grappled me and pulled me at you like that, I'm gonna use one of the features that this adversary has and do my detain. So I'm gonna make an attack against you. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
All right, and then I'm gonna mark a stress. And then Kevin is going to restrain you. So like as you grapple him and pull him towards you, he's like flailing at first, and then he like hits you and like has your arms and just like takes you down to the ground. And it's just like got his hands and his legs like pinning your arms to your side.
All right. So with restraint, I just can't move, but I can do everything else normally.
Yes, yeah, and then you can try to break free on a successful attack.
No need. I just let go of the grappler and start going for the pickaxe. I'll grab it by like the hook part, and to like just come at you with the haft side.
It's tough in this case. You have no allies next to you. Like usually you have allies. Yeah. All right. Okay. So you go ahead and make your attack. Absolutely.
That is 13 plus 3, 16 with fear.
That'll hit.
Where's my other D12? Right there. And then that's 14 plus 3. 17 points of physical damage.
17 points of physical damage.
Yep, roll 2d12.
That would be severe, and that would take him out.
So the question becomes non-lethal. Okay. So you clank it in the head.
Did you murder him?
All right. So Steven,
another scrub.
In most cases, I allow my PCs to describe how they end a combat. In this case, because of the fun that we're doing, Steven, you describe what happens in that last moment.
So in that like last moment, Jimbo like kind of like digs around and pulls his like hammer out, and Kevin's like pinning him down, and you can kind of like see like the derangement in his eyes, like the lost like kind of fogginess that's in there, and you're just like fuck, and you just bring the hammer up and you clock him in the side of the head, and he just goes out cold and hits the ground right next to you.
All right.
There we go. Immediately gather my stuff, pick him up by the scruff.
He's just unconscious.
Okay. All right, guys.
I would like to take him back down to the cell with Delilah and say, "Hey, I'm gonna let you out. Put him in there."
Okay. I thought you were gonna lock him in with me for a minute.
No, not cruel. But you gotta vouch for me on this. I don't know if anyone else saw.
All right. Now I'm going to say, to kind of pull us back everywhere, that Chris, because of what I heard from you with Rory, you did not turn back. You did not look back, okay? Your priority is protecting the noble. You are doing your job. And by the way, you're probably going to get a statue. Pampas has some pull. Pampas has some pull. Of Pampas.
The right internship after all.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you are going home with a medal, you know? But
Dad's going to be stoked.
Yeah. When you get up to the base floor, Pampas is beside himself. Oh my gosh. Like Pampas, the Steven Tyler like rah, was great. Yeah. Rory the Centurion, absolutely. Doctor Who. Yeah, okay. So
yeah, I forgot the name.
Yeah, so good. So and remember, guys, we're getting very late. We are closing this down, okay? So we're all edging towards the end of tonight's stream. You're back, Steven. You're good. But so Rory, when you get to that base floor, Pampas is beside himself, shaking. He's muttering, not in the mist way. He's just so shaken. You decide to take him to somewhere safe in the inside of the Warren. We do not need to go into detail on where that is, but that is your character and Pampas's exit from the scene. Okay? At this point, you guys in the bowels of the dungeon, there are only 3 of you. There's Gimbo, there is Dandelion, and there is
Deal.
Wait, who do we have? That's it. It's just you two.
Kevin's unconscious.
What did you say, Kayla?
It's Daffodil.
Daffodil. I'm so sorry. We've called you Dandelion, Delilah. It's Daffodil. I'm so sorry. It's Daffodil. Daffodil.
Come on, Damien, hop out.
Daffodil. Yeah. So Daffodil there. Absolutely. There in the dungeon. You guys have locked Kevin inside of the cell. What are you guys doing?
I'd like to, get like a little cloth or something, pick up one of these weird red glowing kind of plant things, wrap that up, and like, all right, we got to go talk to someone.
All right.
Really? Sure, we should have just.
Yeah, as I lock the thing.
I mean, yeah, but I think it might be dangerous out there.
It's okay. I've recruited you into my group. And start kind of pushing them along as we walk up toward the top.
You won't let anybody hurt me, right?
I didn't catch any of that. Your voice got really high.
You won't let anybody hurt me. Right?
No. Just keep those letters safe. I kind of want those back.
All
So
right.
Daffodil's going with him.
Okay. So I'm going to say that to kind of close us out here for the evening, all right? You guys ascend the stairs. Kevin sequestered down in the cell. You come out into that initial chamber that you had entered in. That cylindrical room that is the entrance to the Warren. At the same moment that the rest of our party, you had all gotten there to that area. You had seen the remnants of an explosion. You have Loretta Lovegrass in tow. And looking around, you know that the only answer is to push forward through the doors, Anura, into your home. opening the doors and stepping forward to rescue Gimbo from whatever has happened, you see at the same time, converging in the space, Gimbo, detailed by Daffodil, up this area, looking a little worse for wear because he has not had a short rest and he's had an additional combat encounter. But you there, bursting through, preparing to save your friend, and there you are, Gimbo.
Oh, hey guys, I've taken the castle.
And that is where we are going to close the episode. Hey guys, I've taken the castle. All right. Oh, we're almost there, guys. We're back. All right. Fantastic. All right. Well, did y'all enjoy that one? That's a really weird way to split the party. Did y'all have a good time?
No, that was a good time. I had fun.
Okay.
That was sick.
You did so well, Steven. Very, very good.
That was amazing.
He stole the show.
He really did. He absolutely did. All right. Well, thank you all so much. I really think, if I'm right, that our next episode, which will be this upcoming Monday, I think that probably will close us out. Okay. Remember.
How are we going to learn everything in that amount of time? Where's my sister?
I don't know. It might not. We could bleed into another one, but knowing, the Keeper of Keys, knowing what you are to find in the Warren Palace, I have suspicions that maybe we'll be able to close pretty quickly, depending on where we get. So, we'll see as we progress into next week. But thank you, everybody, so much for joining tonight. We had a lot of folks. MC Cat, Great Facts, GMC. We had Gene Screens into Window, Brooks, Rachel, that's me. Squire, Spudneggy, Kayla. We had everybody. Thank you guys so much, as always, for being there. Anything to add before we close out, guys?
We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube and obviously here on Twitch. We're going to get everywhere. We're going to be everywhere eventually. I imagine we should probably have a Facebook. We should probably make one of those too.
God.
We'll get to that.
Horrible. Hate it. But yes. Yeah. Absolutely. A good point. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. And yes, thanks, Steven, for the marketing corner as always. You guys take care and we'll see you next week. Bye. Everybody.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Take care, everybody.
All right. Oh.